Yo, what's good?
All right, man, I couldn't find my damn shades.
What's good? What's going on, man? We're gonna get in here and talk a little bit about yesterday's Miami versus Wake. We're gonna get into a little bit. Let me see what's on the agenda today. Little Cam Ward, a little Guidry, what we saw yesterday. We're gonna get into a little recruiting. Syracuse, and some other talk, man. I got my boys in the back. I'm gonna bring them in here in a second. Shout out to the villains, man. The villains be the first ones in the comment section, man. Shout out to the villains. King said, "Where your shades at, Street?" Bro, you should have saw me just running around the house looking for my shades just now, man. I think I left them in the car. I'm gonna pass this thing to Meddy and Cal for a second, man. I gotta go find my shades, dog. You know what I'm saying? But I got my shorts on, dog. King, your shorts on the way, bro. Make sure you don't show y'all too much. Finna model the shorts, dog. So we got our shorts that we created, man. The link should be in the description. If the link ain't in the description, they at the top of the Twitter, man. We're gonna I'll put them in the description as the show go on. But it should be in the description somewhere. Let me bring my boy Meddy in here. Bird, you said I sound better. Man, I was sick for a minute, bro. I was out for a minute now. I got Kyle and Meddy here. Kyle, Meddy, what's going on, bro?
Yo.
What's up, man?
Yeah, man, just trying to survive this brutal Florida winter. What's going on?
What? Man, I went to Publix yesterday, man. I had on some shorts and a shirt, and the Haitian guy was like, "Brother, you got those shorts and shirts out here in the cold?" And I'm like, "Bro, calm down. We ain't in New York now. Like, this ain't cold. Like, come on. This is your girlfriend go get her boots. You know what I'm saying? For 2 days cold. This ain't goddamn real weather."
Hey, better.
Huh?
I say better you than Meddy. Meddy probably would have swung on that dude. Meddy, I spent 5 fucking years in the cold, motherfucker.
This ain't cold. You want to see cold?
Nah, yeah, it's definitely it's different down here in Georgia. It's chilly, but it's not cold. I know what real cold looks like.
Right. Right. Like, man, you when you was over there in Dakota, it was cold. Like, you walk outside, everything white.
Essentially, I got out of there. I got out of there as soon as I had a chance because I was like, I didn't catch this last one. I was like, yo, y'all need to get me up out of here. Like, my girl stayed. She caught the first snow. She was like, yep, it's all white.
All white?
So it's all, snow everywhere. And then the snow drifts make it worse. Yeah, it's crazy.
Did y'all catch
what?
Did y'all catch that? I went to the bar Thursday. The Pittsburgh Cleveland game was on. I walked in, and my dog was like, he said, "Look, bro." I looked at the screen. He said, "Snowing up there," but it was like just flurries. It was drizzling. We get to talking for 10 minutes. I look up, bro. The whole screen was white. Mike Tomlin's his beard was frozen. I said, "Dog." I said, "The field was just green, wasn't it?" He's like, "Yeah, dog. Everything was white." I said, "Bro, thank God for Florida, bro. I would never."
You don't want no part of that, dog?
I don't want damn parts of that, bro.
It's a different. It's different.
I think I had it one time. One time when I lived in North Carolina, I woke up and everything was white and the pit bulls were outside, and I videotaped it, sent it home to my family. Cause I don't think my mom ever seen snow before, bro. My plan was to put her on a plane this year, man, to take her somewhere to see. I don't think she ever seen snow.
Hey, real quick.
Like that still?
Real quick, in North Carolina, and I'm not trying to look at anything too early, but is North Carolina or the ACC championship, is that stadium, is that a covered stadium or is that an open stadium?
They
play with a Panthers play?
I think that's covered. Yeah, I think they play in a dome, right?
Ooh.
Let's see.
What, the Panthers play?
No, that's Charlotte. They're not going to Charlotte.
Yeah, they are.
That's yeah, they is Charlotte. Is Chris Young in there? He know. Chris Young be going to that game.
They're going to Charlotte?
Oh, they saying it's open in the comment section. Oh,
it is
Lord.
open. If it's Charlotte, it's open. It is open.
Oh, Lord. Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah,
How the
there's a
boys
big
doing
Detroit
it?
right there. Yeah, the big Bank of America Stadium. Bank of America.
Oh, my.
It is open.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, if it's Charlotte, oh, man, dang, I thought I was going to Raleigh, Durham somewhere. What the heck I was thinking about?
Open
That's tough.
I mean, it looks like it's in the middle of downtown though, so it might be.
Nope, don't try it. Nope.
Might break it up a little bit.
it's the Panther Stadium, ain't it? Yeah, Bank of America.
Oh, God.
I know it's not preemptive, and that's not even my MO, but let's get past Syracuse.
I know, but still, boy, that's tough to think about. But shoot, I'm one of those persons. Like I've seen snow. Like I've seen snow flurries. And when I went to Chicago, when I was driving to Indiana, I saw the lake as it was frozen, and I saw little stuff on the side of the road. But I've never been in like it's snowing, and all that stuff is coming. I've never been in that. So like I'm one of those persons. Yeah, I've never been in the snow like that.
1996, I was in boot camp, right? So in boot camp, right, like you can't, in Marine Corps boot camp, you don't talk. Like you could talk, but most of the time you're in formation, the drill instructors acting like clowns. Like, so you don't communicate as well. One day we walk out finna go to the chow hall. Chow hall is where we eat breakfast at. We on the rifle range. We walking out, we getting in formation, white stuff falling out the sky. I look at my homeboy Stump. I say, dog, what's going on? And he just looks at me, right? He's from Kansas City. Dog, I've been explaining to you like how my mind, like in boot camp, my mind was just so locked on trying to pass and get out of there. White stuff falling out the sky. And I'm looking around, I'm like, we're on the second floor. This can't be coming out of a tree. Like, what is this? And he finally looked at me and he said, man, your stupid ass, that's snow. Maddie, Kyle, snow had never crossed my mind, bro.
That's crazy.
I thought when you see snow, it's blizzard, it's the blizzard, it's super cold, the sun won't be out. It threw me off. You know what I'm saying? Snow never crossed my mind. He said, you stupid motherfucker, that's snow. I said, hey, man. No, listen, dog. I mean, my two encounters with snow, and the second time I was driving back home, and my girlfriend was with me. She was my first baby mom, and she had never seen snow. And we were driving, and everybody in front of us was sliding off the road on the highway. And that was her first experience of snow, and she was frightened, dog.
Mm-hmm.
She was just coming down the road, just sliding off into ditches.
When the
trying to navigate it going 35 miles per hour. I'm trying to be the man in the car, right, Manny? I'm trying to be the I'm trying to be the man in the car, and so she's scared. I can't be scared, right? And we just went like 25 miles per hour on the highway all the way home.
Yep. And when the snow starts in North Dakota, like work get canceled for the day. Like if it snowed the night before, because what happens is it'll snow, and then the temperature will drop, and the snow will freeze over. So it's like all that black ice on the road. That's why people slide into the ditches. So when that happens, at least for the military, people are like, don't even come to work today. They spend a whole day clearing the roads out, CE guys on base, the state or the city off base, and they be like, yeah, you're just coming tomorrow.
No, bro, I think it's understated how dangerous it is, Cal. Because when it started, you don't see nothing. So people are just coming out into the street and they're sliding into the ditch. Like you don't see, there's nothing to see really. You know what I'm saying? When it first started, because the snow is ice, the ice looks clear. And I just was so afraid that some of them dudes with them trucks in them cities, they've been driving in it all their life, and I think sometimes they take it for granted because they got the big trucks. The trucks can track through it, and boom, ditch. Not in the ditch. Listen, bro. All right, so let's get this thing going. First off, man, you just saw I just put up the video of Cam Ward, man. Everything he done this year. I'm gonna ask you guys a question, and then I'm gonna go find my shades that y'all explain. From the time that I went to practice and I came back and I was telling y'all, hey, listen, man, our quarterback looks Pat Mahonish. Our quarterback looks unreal, right? And the expectations started coming with the season. Has Cam Ward, and y'all can answer this in the comment section also, from that point where we knew we had a good quarterback, but he just hadn't played a game yet, right? Has he exceeded your expectations, like as to this year? I mean, it's almost over. We 85% through this thing. You know what I'm saying? What you thought was going to happen this year and what you've seen happen, right? With Cam Ward, has he exceeded it, Cal? Has he exceeded it, or where does he land? Is it what you expected?
Go find your glasses, bro. I'll take this. Go find your glasses. So for me, we talked about it when he first got here, right? And obviously I wasn't in practice with Street, so I saw, you know, the limited things I could. I saw highlights from whatever. I saw spring stuff and blah 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 blah. So we would always talk, like Street would hesitate to say it, but I was like, bro, it looks Mahomes he throws like Mahomes, like we hadn't seen the trickery yet. We hadn't seen all the improvisational skills yet. I was just talking about the way he flicks the ball, the way he throws the ball. It was very Mahomes like, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. This is, you know, cool. When I started to see him play, I'm like, oh wow, what the hell is this? Like, flaws and all, I know what his flaws are. Y'all heard me talk about him more than anybody else probably. But watching him play, I was like, yeah, like this is not like, I remember when everybody was like, man, TVD was this, that, and the third, and don't get it twisted. Now he was for them 6 games, he was, or 4 games, however many it was, whatever. Man, TV the best quarterback we don't have since Blase. I was just, hey, hold on, bro. He the man, yeah, he's not better than Brad Kaya, Blase Squad. We argued about that for a little while, and it turned out to be, yeah, totally true. You was not that good. So it was like Street was like, is how good is Cam Ward? And I'm just like, hey, bro, he got to surpass Brad Kaya for me first, like, bro, for real. I think that may have took, I don't know, 2 games, maybe 3, to notice that this is different. This was like the Miami Heat getting Dwayne Wade. Like, this was a generational talent that every team sees so often. Some teams see it more than others, but this was that generational talent walking through our door. So I think the circumstance around him didn't make this the extra perfect season it could have been, but for him, just as a player, yes, this dude has exceeded expectations wildly, in my opinion, bro. It's just like, I just wasn't expecting this, and it's even if we can talk about when he does bad things, wrong thing, I was not expecting this. This nigga is just amazing, bro. It's ridiculous what we got, bro. Mehdi, I don't know how you feel, but that's how I feel, bro.
You hear all the stuff come out of camp, but you hear that shit every year, right? I heard about it. Way too many quarterbacks that end up being okay but not great. I actually heard some other platforms from people who had the opportunity to see more. And the thing I kept consistently hearing was, we've never seen a player like this before. And so I'm like, okay. So for me, what I started doing, started diving into his Washington State tape, and I looked at a lot of the fumbles, a lot of the turnovers, but then I kind of got like, maybe it's not what I think it is. Maybe it's just another, flash in the pan. Might be good game here, but bad another game. And then I went and I was like, I need to dive a little bit deeper. No Diddy. I said let me go look at his incarnate word. And I think what sold me honestly was when I saw his. It was Sam Houston State, I think, in their national championship. They ended up losing the game, but it was not because of Cam Ward. It's because their defense was atrocious. But Cam Ward went absolutely ape shit, for lack of a better term. Um, and I know people like to like count out the lesser conferences or the lesser division levels of football, but there's some competitive ball that happens there, and a lot of those guys end up, depending on how the trajectory goes, you end up tapping in to grab some of those guys like a Reese Poffenbarger. The reason why I think the staff was so easy to pivot on Reese Poffenbarger when they thought Cam wasn't coming was because of what he accomplished at the FCS level to see if it translates to this one. Sometimes it doesn't. More times than not, it does. More times than not, it doesn't. Sometimes it does. Um, so then I kind of had a sit back and wait approach. I saw the easier games, but then I think that Virginia Tech game is what kind of put in perspective. Like, yeah, this is different. This is not. This is not what we're accustomed to seeing. Um, and that's crazy because the Florida game happened. The Florida thing happened, but I thought Florida's defense was vastly overrated. Now they're making me eat my words. Pretty much 2 games before the end of the season. Now what's happening, but for what I heard and I think that's kind of what adds more to his lore is the fact that we're seeing guys like Jackson Dart get sacked, throw picks on 2 of the drives that could have get you to win, that could have got you in the game, and Cam is maneuvering these people like. And at one point, both of those people was in the same conversation for who would be, the quote unquote Heisman runner earlier in the season, right? Um, and to see what he did and how he ripped that defense to shreds compared to what Jackson Dart did this past weekend, I think that in itself is enough to have the conversation about postseason awards. But I know he's not worried about that. I'm not necessarily worried about that. But to answer the question, long answer for a short question. Um, he's the greatest quarterback that's ever walked the halls of the University of Miami, and it's not even close. And that's not even me being subjective. That's objectively speaking. Like, he just broke 2 more records: most passing yards in the season, most passing attempt or most passing completions in the season. Those are 40-year records.
Right.
In 4 decades, nobody has walked the hallways that look like Bernie Kosar at the University of Miami.
Yeah, and I don't. So Cal, yeah, it was kind of stupid of me. So Cal, what did you say? Did you say he exceeded, or it was just about what you expect? Because Cal expectations always be way high.
Oh man, I told him. I said he wildly exceeded my expectations. Like, I expected good. Just from all the things I was hearing, and then being able to see the tape, and I'm just like, oh, okay, we got an above average guy. Cool, cool, cool. I don't know how many games it took. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 or 4, but I was just like, oh yeah. And I think what Mehdi's saying is fair, and I think it's a testament to how good Cam is, because he probably leaves here without a championship. So to put him over a championship QB, like, but we had good championship QBs. It's not like we had guys that were just like don't get me wrong, like Dorsey was, what he was, but like we've had great QBs that were winners. You know what I'm saying? And just we've had Jim Kelly walk through these halls, Vinny Testaverdes, and like, yeah, we was quarterback you. And for him to be able to not win a championship and walk out of here and still be easily the greatest don't mean the guy that accomplished the most. The greatest is you line them up and you draft them. Which one you picking first? There's not a single. No, I'm not taking anybody over him at that quarterback position. It's just not going to happen. I just the way he plays the game is ridiculous. How good this guy is. Could he be an inch better? Yeah, he could be. But man, I wasn't expecting this. And last but not least, let me say this, and it's not to call anybody out, but this is like what Mehdi was saying is kind of like everybody was saying the guy was good. And I think I was just like Mehdi too. It's like, oh, okay, we got a good guy, whatever, fine. And it's not to call anybody out for sure. This is my boy. I remember when this was going on and Miami Flow was like, I know who Mario wants or whatever, this guy, blah, blah, blah. And I want him too. And I think he's this and that and that, but I don't think we should spend all our time chasing him or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I can get with that. Like I was on that same vibe. I'm like, okay, if that's the guy, like I don't. After this, like I guarantee you, all of us are saying, "Oh no, Mario did the right thing by chasing this motherfucker." 'Cause I didn't think that this is what we were chasing. I just thought we were, I was just like what Flo was thinking. I'm like, yeah, the guy's really good, but yeah, man, we got other stuff we can move on and we can pivot. It's just like, oh hell no, man, Mario couldn't pivot off that shit. Like, nah, I didn't think we was getting this. And I don't think nobody saw it. I don't know. I don't know. I can't
KB,
speak for everybody, but I think most people didn't see this shit coming.
Who you
KB,
thought was coming here?
KB,
Go ahead.
I would argue that, you watch quarterbacks and you're like, oh, that guy's good. You will see we having it. Like we are at a legit conundrum as a fan base. Like where we don't know how to replace this. Like when this walks out the door to the NFL and hopefully my New York Giants,
Oh God.
we don't understand. We don't understand. Like we don't know what quarterback in America can do the things that he did in this level. Who's had the story? Who's had the trajectory that we can simply point to and say, "Hey, this guy can probably end up." I think with Poffenbarger, we were hoping that he would be what Cam Ward is gonna be, or what Cam Ward was when he got to Washington State. Low trajectory, don't really have a lot of what's called
Right.
just kind of navigating it, like figuring out
Right.
the FBS level. That's what I think we were hoping for, and just kind of get through the season, and maybe when like we on the precipice of winning. First of all, we haven't won. Shout out to this team. We haven't won. We haven't gone undefeated at home with our terrible crowds in 20 years.
Damn. I knew you was gonna say something like that.
I think it's 03 was the last time we were undefeated at home in an entire season.
That's sad.
So 2017, we wasn't undefeated at
17.
home.
Oh, Pitt came here.
No, we was at Pitt, but
So he was undefeated.
We had to be undefeated at home.
Yeah. We went to Pitt. We was undefeated then.
let me look it up. I heard
We
somebody
had
else
to be, right? But
Yeah.
but I understand what you're saying, because I do the stats the same way, man. You always skip that year because it was such a an anomaly, right?
It was.
It's like when you say 2017, right, and then the next year you got to go to is 2003. You know what I'm saying? It's like
That's what. Yeah, dude was kind of getting at what I'm getting at, because we played in the Orange Bowl, we lost there, so technically we didn't go undefeated at home, because that should have been a layup.
holy shit! I didn't even think about
But
that.
that's not
We
a
lost
home-
to Wisconsin. We lost.
It is a home game.
Well,
Is that what
It's
we
not
play?
really a home game.
It's
not really a home
it's
game.
literally a home
On
game,
the
Kyle.
schedule. I understand, but the technicality says it's not, because it's not on the schedule as a home game. It's the bowl game.
I'm with Medi on this one, dog.
I'm with you,
It
Betty.
happened.
I'm with you,
Dog.
Betty. I'm with you, my boy. Yeah, I'm
It's
with you, Betty.
like-
I'm with you.
If we go to the Rose Bowl or something, or to the Peach Bowl, got it. But because we were the second place runner up in the ACC that year, I'm pretty sure Clemson went to the playoff. They might have won the whole thing that year. No, Bama might have won it. Technically, we played that game against Wisconsin and we lost, and it was at home.
Right.
I get what you're saying, Kyle. The parameters is that it's not technically a home game. I think we might have been the away team, ironically enough,
Right.
that game, because Wisconsin had the better record and they're standing in the Big Ten, but it was essentially a home game. It's where we normally play our home games at. You know what I'm saying? So
Damn.
I
It's
got
all
you.
bad.
He got us on that one. But
So
that's the
20
answer.
years, dog. That's
Mhm.
still, even if that 1 year, even if we give 2017, which is the 1 year which everything happened in, and then you got to go back before that. What? 10 more years? Still bad, bro.
Mhm.
Still bad.
Hey,
Still
but to answer the question that Medi was well, not necessarily the question, but the statement he was saying, I think this is one of those things. And for what I said for earlier or whatever, hey, shout out to Miami Flo, that's my guy. I don't want nobody thinking that I was calling him out. I was in agreement with him and I understood what he was saying. But to tap on what Mehdi is saying, I think this is one of those things, Mehdi, where we just gonna have to let it go. Like we can't sit there and think about Cam Ward replacement or who's gonna replace him because people gonna be like, where are we gonna find another Cam? It's over. That was our once in a lifetime love. She's gone. You just got to move on to second place, bro. We ain't replacing that. It's not coming. We starting life over, bro. I
Yeah,
don't want nobody thinking we finna find Cam Ward, bro. Just let it go.
it's scary, and that's
It's over.
and that's kind of why I want the best for him because I know like I know he's been through the ups and downs. Like I said, he's played in the national championship, granted at a lower level with a national championship. So I know that's why I understand that like when those accolades don't mean anything to him. You know what I'm saying? Like he simply he came here to win a national championship. Miami had the best roster in place for him to be successful like that. And I think that's what he wants to get after doing. So
It's gonna be sad, but right now we gotta live in the moment.
for
And
sure.
like Streeter said, man, this is this is amazing. I kind of like I said, the things around him could have been better, but everything has been as close to maximize as it could. We the number one offense in the country, and like Mehdi said, we was talking about Jackson Dart. Think about how this season started when they put not the Heisman, but the top quarterbacks being drafted. You got Cam, you got Shador, you got Miro, you got Beck, you got whoever, and all of them. Only two of them withstood the whole test of time throughout the year, and that's Shador and Cam. All those graphics and stats they keep putting up or whatever, that one face is still up. Well, those two faces, I should say, are still up there. Just those two guys. So I don't know when the last time we've had the best player in the country. I don't know.
That's objective, but we haven't in a
It
long
is,
time.
but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
objective, but you get what I'm saying.
It's subjective because we'll say like, oh, like I would argue like, oh yeah, Duke, but they wasn't like Duke wasn't carrying that. There was some games he was like that Virginia Tech game. I think was that 14. I think it was. We had like a half broke foot and he ran for like 200 something on them. Like, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know when we can. This is the first time in a long time we can honestly say, yeah, we have the best player in the country, at least top 5 player in the country. Some people will argue,
Yeah. What Coach Hayes called him a difference maker. That's what Coach Hayes always talk about, difference makers. Yeah, difference maker. We have a difference maker. As far as me, my expectations for him, like, okay, so I've seen a lot of talents, right? I'm the one that always hang my hat on, like Lamar Jackson. I knew in high school that he was as good as he is now. I don't know what college coaches saw. I knew who he was. Teddy Bridgewater, I won a lot of money betting on him in college. I knew who he was. I knew who he was before Vegas knew who he was. Vegas, you know what I'm saying? When they would be doubting him and shit, like, no, I knew exactly who he was. Dog, with Cam Ward, I got to go to practice and I got to see that first thing I saw was that his release. I remember coming back into the Discord with the Villains and saying, listen, bro, the ball comes off his hip like really fast, like a rocket. That was my first way of explaining it, what I had saw, right? But Kyle Mehdi, y'all know when they hit me? It was a week before the season started, and I started telling the Villains, hey, man, go watch Colorado. Go watch Colorado versus Washington State with the mind that this guy is about to be thrown to Jacoby George. And that was the best way I can explain what I was trying to tell y'all. Don't watch it as if, hey, let's see who this guy is. Let's see if he's good. Watch it with the fact that he's actually here and he's about to throw the ball to Restrepo and Jacoby George, and go watch what he's doing to Colorado defensive backs with Washington State's wide receivers. And I kept telling y'all, that was the homework for the Villains. Man, just go watch it with the fact that he's about to be our quarterback. Because what I had saw was that he was creating passing lanes and opportunity for his wide receivers. It didn't matter if they were covered. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. He was creating passing lanes and opportunity for his wide receivers, and they were on the same page, and he was being productive. And I told y'all to go watch it is because I said it to y'all before the season started. I can't believe this guy's about to be our quarterback. Because we had never seen it in our whole Kane fucking 40-year screaming fan. I said these exact words. I can't believe this guy is about to be our quarterback for the next 10, 12, 13, 14 games.
Truly a blessing, man.
Truly a blessing on Sunday morning, right?
It is.
Yeah. And Florida happened, and it was like, oh, this might be better than what we thought. like we're watching somebody who ain't supposed to be in college football. I'm just gonna say what it is, dog. He's not supposed to be here. He's not supposed to be here. He came back to prove a point. He had to overly prove himself, right? He came back to prove a point that, bro, listen, these dudes really ain't fucking with me. Who? Jackson who? Carson who? And he came back, and he said he came to Miami because Miami had a point to prove. We both got something to prove, and he came back and did what he did. He's the greatest Miami quarterback ever.
Period.
Like any name you're going to name that was possibly better than him was Drake with NFL talent around him.
And I get it. Some people might look at it from well, did he win a national championship? Well, that's still to be determined. But looking at what he's doing, I don't necessarily think that needs to be the validation per se.
Yeah.
I think what he's doing is pretty simple. Lamar and what's it called didn't win. Lamar and Teddy didn't win national championships at Louisville. But you can ask most of their fan base, and they would probably support the idea that one of them two is probably the greatest. They both could be 1A and 1B for the greatest quarterbacks that ever walked that campus. It might be recency bias. It might be what they actually want to do in the NFL, perhaps. I don't know. But
right. Shout out to Ashley Pound Jr. with the $9.99, bro. I'm gonna read yours because that's going to take us into another subject. So I'm gonna read it as soon as we go into another subject, bro. But I shout out to you with the $9.99, Ashley Pound, with the goddamn. That boy look like he had war down there, ain't he?
Looking at it, I don't know if he doing paintball or Afghanistan. I don't know.
And I see Rod Kane saying Jim Kelly, bro. Listen, I'm finna say something, and y'all whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like. Just because we sit here and we let commentators, right, like tell us how great people are, right? And you watch their stats and you see what they do and they have a body of work which is very respected, right? Doesn't mean you can't trust your eyes in what you see. Period.
Thank you.
like I am not in college. If you set Jim Kelly next to Cam Ward, I am not choosing Jim Kelly just because of the other things that Cam Ward can do that possibly get you a first down on third down. I'm not. Call me crazy. Maybe I ain't watching enough Jim Kelly film. Maybe I didn't see him lose in the Super Bowl enough times. What's up, baby? Yeah, maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I remember the time I watched Lamar Jackson versus the Detroit quarterback. What's the Detroit quarterback name right now? Who's doing damn good? Jared Goff. Monday Night Football. Lamar Jackson versus Jared Goff. And it was the first time that I thought a stand-in-the-pocket quarterback was limited versus a guy like Lamar Jackson. It was the first time in my football life that I saw that, and I was like, damn, Jared Goff looks like a sitting duck back there. And Lamar Jackson's running around, he's doing shit, and he's creating. And it was the first time that I looked at it the reverse way, that the guy with the more options, with the other tools, can make more happen on the football field. So no, Testaverde, which is great. Jim Kelly, who was great. I don't think Gino Torretta and Ken Dorsey are in Cam Ward league. I just don't. I don't think they're in his.
argument we had this point was Bernie Kosar, but he just jumped
Bernie
over him too.
Kosar, who fucking played quarterback for 40 years. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we're looking at their NFL careers and we're kind of comparing them. I think Cam Ward I think he has the chance to be, if he could be Cam Ward, fourth quarter Cam Ward, locked in Cam Ward, whenever he want to be, he may be one of the best quarterbacks we ever see play this game before it's over. I said it. Go tell your mama. Listen. Ashley Panow say, yo, so if Texas A&M beats Texas, Georgia Tech beats Georgia, woo, and Clemson beats South Carolina, is it possible that the ACC gets 3 teams in if Miami beats SMU with all the chaos in the SEC? Maybe you could sit this one out if it makes you feel a little queasy.
No, not at all. And I think
talk to me.
We just talked about it before the show started. Like, I like we said, Street. I just want to see the pivoting, right? For those who don't know, Heather Dinich, who I think got something to do with that committee and the rankings they put out each week, wrote an article late last night, basically explaining, we considered the possibility of a 3-loss SEC team getting in. Now now it's here. Now it's real. And I was kind of like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we having actual conversations about? Right. At what point does winning, I ain't talking about rankings. I ain't talking about, conference. I'm talking about just winning the games that are on your schedule. When does that matter? Right. So part of me, just for the sake of because I think from last night, if I was reading it correctly, I was watching college football final, and I think it stated that with Texas A&M losing last night, Georgia already punched their berth back to the SEC championship.
Mm-hmm.
So a 2-loss SEC champion, Georgia is going to be in. The reason why now it becomes a toss-up between Texas A&M and Texas, because that's the head-to-head, because Georgia beat Texas straight up, decisively by 15 points at home. So even though Texas is a 1-loss period, it should be in the driver's seat. They're similar to us now in the ACC, where they now have to try to navigate a 2 or 3 loss Texas A&M. So me being the person I am, an agent for chaos, I would love for nothing more than Texas A&M to upset Texas. Because then it puts the real conversation in perspective, right? Well, you got a 2-loss Clemson team, you got a 1-loss SMU team. Are we going to really sit here and say, for the sake of ratings, because that's all it boils down? That's the only logical explanation. For the sake of ratings, and then the other scenario we haven't talked about is Georgia Tech beating Georgia,
right?
Which, if that happens, and they're now a 3-loss projected conference championship participant, do we now have a situation where we're talking about us putting teams in that could be a 3-loss national champion over teams that could be a 1 or 2-loss national champion? Are we really having that conversation?
Right.
If that's the case, then college football is dead as we know it. Period.
He says dead.
It's dead as we know it. That means the most objective part of college football, which is to win games, no longer matters.
Any sport like that's akin to who was that who beat Lennox Lewis. Well, remember he lost to who was the guy he lost to? God damn it. When Lennox Lewis lost to I forgot the dude's name, but anyway, he fought him again the second time and whooped his ass. When Lennox Lewis lost, that's the equivalent of saying we know that 9 times out of 10, Lennox Lewis will beat this guy. So Lennox, you're going to keep this belt, and we're not going to let this guy get this belt. You still the champ because we know you can beat him. At what point of time does actually earning something matter?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what Georgia is capable of. They had a whole year to earn it, and they didn't earn it. That's what's bothering me. You're coddling and babying these teams that ain't earned shit. Earn your way into the championship. Don't tell me how hard your schedule, quote unquote, is or whatever. Earn it. You fight for it. Or go to them and say, hey, man, we need to lead the SEC because we need to go over there to, the Big 12 or whatever because it's lesser competition. That way we have a fair chance. Why don't you do that then? Nah, man. It's like they've taken, and I feel like college football is the only sport that does this. You don't have to earn stuff in college football, bro. That's crap, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely a deep bias. What they're trying to create, they're trying to create something which is beneficial to them. And I think I honestly just think they've tried to do it at the wrong time. These kids got money, the transfer portal. We're watching a 5-5 Oklahoma team beat Alabama face in that last night. They say Alabama flew halfway across the country to kick a field goal.
I want to put some perspective. They haven't scored three or less points in a game since like 2002.
Medi.
Or 4.
Dog. Yeah. Do people understand? And we were saying this hey, thank you. It's Hakeem Rockman. That's what I was talking about. But we was talking about this last night with the Villans or whatever. Dog. Alabama losing to Oklahoma. That was the fucking SEC equivalent of Miami losing to Georgia Tech. It was the same shit. I don't think Oklahoma attempted a pass in the second half. It was the exact same game, except they couldn't hold us to 3 points. It's the exact
the way the game looked, terrible. Right? The way they beat Alabama. Because Oklahoma is 1-5 in the conference and 5-5.
That's my point. Everything about it. They was a mid team. They could not throw the ball. They down like 5 goddamn receivers. Bro, they went in there and held Alabama to 3 goddamn points and ran all over their ass. And you're still trying to justify a way to put a 3-loss SEC team in the playoffs. We lost one game the same way. The same time we'll line up against them 9 more times, and I'm sure we might win all 9 or maybe 8 at least or whatever. And y'all know that. But we lost the same exact way. A team that came in there that was feisty, that was confident. They played us hands, straight up. Georgia Tech beat us, but we crapped on ourselves. But guess what? They didn't hold us to 3 goddamn points.
No.
But hey, 3. Whatever. 3.
What could in the chat section, like what could the argument be? Oh, Oklahoma will go undefeated in the ACC.
That's not an argument. They can go undefeated in the Big 12, and we can argue. We can argue just from stance perspective, like just from like wins and losses. Like someone woke up this morning and said, like, yeah, the damn Big 12 is in chaos. But I was like, that's always been the Big 12. The Big 12 has always been in chaos. Even when Texas and OU was there, they never had Texas. OU wasn't winning that thing by a mile. I think Texas only won it for the first time in a while under Sarkisian last year. It wasn't like they were going in there and running that conference rush it. Like, no, like Oklahoma had their moments too. Like they were losing to the Oklahoma States and the Iowa State to that conference. That's normal there. It's always been like legitimate parity in that conference. You just added a Colorado, a Utah, some of them Pac-12 defectives who wasn't picked up by a higher rated conference or a higher perceived conference, and now all of a sudden it's oh well, the Big 12 can argue there. I was like, no, now we have I said, what, you have a 3-loss Colorado team that you're trying to tell me got all these talented and apparently all these Heisman contenders on their team now? No, cut it out. When he lost to a 4-win Kansas team who's fighting for bowl eligibility, who I'm pretty sure started. Did they start the season ranked?
Yes.
They did. They were supposed to be better.
We got to stop this. We got to stop this nonsense. Like parity is here. Stop with this conference supremacy garbage. Stop this shit in the beginning of the preseason rankings. It's nonsense. If God sees it my way, Georgia Tech and Texas A&M win next week, and we can stop hearing about this. Like, and maybe that's what it needed. Maybe the college football needed Thanos in the form of this U to come back and get all the Infinity Stones, man. Maybe that's what it needed. It needed it needed somebody to think that. Yeah, maybe it needed that because it seems like that's what in our absence, that's what's been the narrative driving to is the SEC is the best conference, and I can't stand on that principle. I refuse to. Don't get me wrong; they won their national championships, cool, between two eras, BCS and playoff. But the playoff became blatantly obvious when I saw them throw an Alabama team that lost a conference championship in at a fourth spot and had two SEC teams. Like, we got to stop this. It has to stop.
So Georgia Tech get their head bashed in, and if Clemson get their head bashed in, now we just got it's back to the drawing board.
Mm-hmm. But Leon makes a good point. Leon said that Bama didn't even lose to an SEC team. They lost to a Big 12 team. Yeah, technically they in the SEC now, but they're not. They haven't got accustomed to what SEC ball is about because they just got in there. So you basically lost to a Big 12 team. They just left the fucking Big 12. You lost to Oklahoma.
Can we use that argument? Can we use that argument for Texas? Because Texas is about to win the conference in their first year.
Use the same fucking argument. They not, use the same damn argument. They're not even SEC team. So you don't have the rivalry, you don't have the bloodlust, you don't have the passion, you don't have the familiarity, you don't have none of that shit.
None of that.
And they end up wrecking shop in that bitch. So when they say now I understand this argument too, and I Maddie, we talked about this last night, and I do say that it is bad look for SMU to jump from. And it's not the same, but it's bad look for SMU to jump from G5 and be able to do what they do in our conference. That's just my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's not the same, G5, and you taking a step up. But if the SEC is this big, grandiose conference, how you get two teams to come from another conference and just start to go in there and create chaos in y'all shit? Y'all so superior to everybody else, but they don't fuck y'all whole bracket up, turned all that shit upside down.
Mm-hmm.
One of the conferences that y'all was trying to ignore. One of the covers that y'all was trying to ignore, right? Like, hey, no, it is laughable. I did not think about that. Who said that in the chat? That did not cross my mind. No, that is laughable.
But to answer that, I want to really answer his question because we kind of go on our tangents, but I think it is possible for the ACC to get 3 teams. I really do. I think. Listen, hear me out, Kyle. They would have even when we beat Syracuse, we make it to the conference championship. You now have a 2-loss. You have a team that's lost to basically 2 top 5 teams. Well, not top 5 because BYU's been shit in the bed for the last 2 weeks, so I can't even say that anymore. Because they might be a 3-loss team now, so that might not be a good win for them anymore. But yeah, depending on what they're at, they're 4-1. 9-2 overall, depending on what happens next week, and if they stay ranked. But those are 2 what the SEC would call quality losses, right? When they do it inside conference, it's okay. Oh, he lost to this team. I heard. What's my man name? Dan Mullen. He immediately started with that during the halftime show when Florida beat Ole Miss. Oh yeah, you're just learning that in the SEC, nothing's ever easy. Okay, so Ole Miss gets that benefit of the doubt. Miami goes up there week 1 with this raucous 90,000. And Cam Moore's been like, I've been in tougher places in USC, and they haven't been good in 2 decades either, like us.
Right.
When he does it, it's not a big deal. But when Jackson Dart does it, it's the vaunted SEC. Get out my fucking face with that nonsense. That is garbage. We need to stop with that garbage. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. We can just say that Billy Napier he finally found his quarterback, who I do want. He finally had the chip off his shoulder, like, hey, we're gonna fire your motherfucking ass, because they realized, hey, with the way this plays out, we can't fire him. Everything is too close for us, from signing day to keeping the recruiting class and building a new staff. Like, we can't pack that in. We have to either fire him at the top of the year or after signing day when everybody we get pen to paper, but we can't fire him now, right? So so you realize, okay, we gotta. And the 2 weeks that he's known his job is safe, he beat 2 top 15 teams.
Yeah,
And
and
he
Nick
beat the guy
Saban,
that
Nick
they,
Saban brought it up, right? Nick Saban brought it up. Nick Saban said, "Hey, we got to go back to that Miami win at Florida and give them credit." Nick Saban said it.
mm-hmm.
Maybe we need to start considering that win. Yesterday, DJ Lagway, 10 for 17, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I
And
think Florida's actually running the ball on teams. I think they're
yeah,
actually
they
deciding.
went to
Yeah.
they went to a full freshman. They were like, nope, we got to lean on these freshmen. Jordan Ball, DJ Lagway, y'all the guys. Fuck it. Graham Mertz, we appreciate your service. Maybe you'll get another year eligibility, but it's time for you to roll. And you can see that freshman influx has been huge. Now I don't know how it's going to affect the recruiting class, because they're gaining momentum. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we got to stop moving the goalposts when it's convenient for particular conferences, right? Nobody, for example, yesterday Penn State almost lost to unranked Minnesota. They beat them by 1 point. If Miami did that, and Miami has done that, Miami moved back in the polls.
They did earlier this year.
Yep.
So suddenly is that not a thing, or is it because they play in the Big Ten? We got to stop, because we know Penn State's not going to move. We know that.
Yeah. So okay. So let's move this thing on. Yesterday, what did yesterday tell you about Guidry and our defense? In the comment section, y'all can let us know too. But I'll start with
KB, you got
Kyle. Which one of y'all want to take this first? What did yesterday
KB
tell you
got
about
it.
Lance Guidry and our defense? Whatever it told you.
Okay. What it told, okay, so what the overall game told me is what I've been saying, and a lot of us have been saying for a long time. I don't buy Guidry getting up there talking about that we have what we have bullshit. Because yeah, it took losses and injury, but you finally started to get into your goddamn bench. And it seems to pay off, did it not? We saw Mish be the best Mish that we've seen him be. Why? Well, probably because he was playing more nickel, doing things up close to the line, whether it's blitzing, whether it's covering. He wasn't back there calling the defense. And the times that he was, it didn't look good. The times that he was up there in coverage, everything looked okay. Markeith was in the back. We saw Pruitt getting in the game. Harris was still back there blowing coverages, but they just wasn't able to knock those things off. So we kept saying, hey, our defense can get better. Right now, you're having a personnel issue. Is that going to make you a dominant defense? No. But if you take the personnel and move them around, you'll have a better defense, right? And I understand it was Wake Forest, but guys, everybody has been able to move the ball on us. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so for us to go down there and shut down anybody, we have to give the defense praise. It took long enough. What it says to me about Guidry is he's willing to try different things. I don't know if he can pinpoint when and what to try, because it bothers me that we're like in week what, 13 or something like that. If you take out what we got, 11 games plus the 2 buys, we're in week 13, and it took you this long to figure this stuff out. Moves that a lot of people have been calling for a long time. And it's like, I know Guidry will change. We saw it last year when he changed his defensive front. He's changed his defensive front a couple of times. See, and this is the problem that makes it hard for me to just dismiss Guidry, right? I said it before. You had one good year, you had one bad year, right? But the more and I said this last week, I said, man, if he continues to go on and try out these same players, I'm done with him. Get him the hell on, because you're adverse to like thinking beyond the scope of what you're thinking. But at the same time, this man went to a 4-3 for Georgia Tech, and I just assumed it was for Georgia Tech. He came back out with it again against Wake, right? And I'm like, I don't know how Wake plays, so maybe it was fitting for Wake, but I do know that it worked. In a league where people pass the ball around and around and around, this man dared to go with that 4-3 again against Wake. And it worked because he got aggressive. The times where our defense broke down or they had good plays were the times he did not fucking blitz. The times he had fucking linebackers taking receivers across that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like I'm stuck. Like, my guy, it's certain things you need to get rid of. Having your linebackers cover so much, it needs to go. But Kiko going downhill looked fantastic yesterday. Our defense blitzing looked fantastic yesterday. And I understand people are saying Alderman is slow, but he knows where the ball is. He gets to places and he makes some plays. I would like to see Chase Smith do a little bit of that, but it is what it is. So it's kind of like we took a small step forward. So to me, it says that Guidry right now is still an enigma. But it does say to me that our defense can get better. Like I've been saying all along. Yes, our defense can get better. Somebody has to be smart enough to make the decisions. Biggest decision I think was made outside of the safety thing, and Harris still needs to be moved, was benching Barron. I called for that about 2 weeks ago. You need to bench Barron, not simply because of his play, but because your D line needs to get fatter. Let Mesidor go to the outside because he's an end that can rush and contain. He does it well. You saw Mesidor get off yesterday. And you saw those guys in the middle because Barrow wasn't, he didn't really show up or anything like he normally does. But the guys next to him, Moulton and Scott and Clark, those guys were visible yesterday. We got bigger. We allowed our guys to go outside, and we didn't do so many stunts. Like we did them. I would like to get rid of them, but we didn't do a whole bunch of them, and it just made the defense look that much better. I know that was long, but I had to get all that shit out, bro. Our defense can get better, dog. We just have to make the right changes. I'm sorry, y'all.
You got something you want to add to that, Matty? This is the one blown play from yesterday. This is the one play early where it was like, oh God, here we go again. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was.
And you know, when I watched this play, I had a hard time. I heard people say they were on quarters, they were in cover 3, but I can't tell from the
Can't figure it out. Cannot figure it out.
11, I don't know like what they were, because I just see guys pointing and passing, which should be happening, but then I just see Alderman like last minute decide to start kind of running with the guy field. Excuse me. And then he ends up like basically getting, smoked, and then the dude ends up catching it. So at the end of the day, like I have no issues with that. Like if that's not going to give up, but it is something that we have to tighten up for next week. The team we're about to face, I think this is the second leading passer in the ACC we see next week.
Yeah, they throw the ball an awful lot.
Yeah, I think it says 70% of the time they throw the ball. So I with that just being what I've seen, I expect them to turn to a running team next week. That's just me. But regardless, you still got to kind of be on the lookout. I don't need to see the Lance Guidry that became worried about the ball going over the top of his head so much that he just completely neglected the run like he was at Georgia Tech, because that's clearly what happened. I do think because of the nature of what they're doing, I don't know if we can go into a 4-3 look again next week. I'm okay with Mesidor going back to edge. But I think we have to transition back to a 4-2-5. Now, who is on the field? I'm not sure, but I do need to see. They said Damari dressed, from my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, someone said that he's now leading the nation in passing yards. He threw for 470 yesterday.
Who, McCord?
Yeah.
I got it. Go ahead, finish your thought. I got it.
But yeah, we need to get to a point. Oh yeah, he is. He got 200 more yards than Cam. Now, granted, Cam only threw for 280, but we ran the ball really effectively, so he didn't need to. So
Cal McCoy has 115 more attempts than Cam Ward.
God damn.
Mind you, he did this. He did for 470. He did for 470, and they played UConn at home and almost lost.
That's wild.
He threw for 470, and they only scored 24 points.
Wow. He has so for everybody who think that this is some equal, it may be some gunslinging shit going on next week, but for somebody who may think that this is some equal he has 100, and I'm just paraphrasing. I know he is like 115 more attempts than Cam Ward has. He has like 470. I think Cam Ward has like 360 or something like that.
I think they won 24-17. So it's clear that he's throwing it to throw it, which is great. And it's somebody's gonna take him.
But what are we talking about here? Like, what kind of offense is this? Like, what? Because they throw it to the tight end a lot.
Right.
Like, so how are they throwing the ball so much? Are they just throwing passes where it should be runs, like swings out the backfield, like
New England style? That's what you're saying. I don't know.
Because it's not a high-powered offense. It's not high-powered about it.
Miami through today's or through yesterday still has the best scoring offense in America.
Yeah, their offense is not high-powered, so I think they can't run the ball, and maybe they throw passes.
Syracuse is 42nd in scoring offense.
What are they in running, Mitty? What are they in rushing?
Rushing yardage?
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Yeah, for him to have so many passing attempts and their offense is not like this high, I just think they can't run the ball, and they probably throw a lot of swing passes. They play 3 wide receivers and a back.
That's why I said we got to go back to 4-2-5, whether we like it or not, because they're not going to run. But I guess they're 127th in rushing yardage. They only have 1,017.
Oh wow. Okay.
Miami's 40th, but like I said,
okay.
All these teams he probably on a conference call right now with Georgia Tech's. Georgia Tech's
listen, I think anybody who's coming in here talking about they're better than Cam Ward, talking about they throw the, I think that plays right into Cam Ward's hand. I think it plays right into his hand. I think it plays right into, all right, you finna come in here and out-throw us? All right, well, let's throw. We know you're not better than me. You just have been afforded the opportunity to throw the ball a lot. I saw you throw 5 interceptions one night on a Thursday. Everybody saw that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that game.
Everybody saw that.
That was against Pitt, right? You threw like, what, two or three first
everybody
half
saw that. 3 first half pick sixes, I think 5 interceptions in all.
I forgot about that game.
I did not. So if we bring pressure, and you know what I'm saying, run the ball a little bit, I can't see Syracuse. I can't see them beating us when our defense is playing forward. As for me with Guidry, man, I think it's simple. Me and Mehdi, we talked about this before it got started. I think it's simple. Last year, I remember a safety telling me, Cam Kitchens telling me that they had trouble playing zone. They had trouble sitting in space, playing zone. And I think it's because the energy that Guidry brings is a high energy, let's get after it type of game. I think Guidry tried to graduate as a coach and tried to become a guy that has, okay, we got all this talent up front. I'm finna sit back. I'm gonna let my talent get pressure, and I'm gonna play this defense that everybody calls NFL defense or Power 5 defense. This is the big league defense. And I think he felt he could try that. And I don't think that's the energy in the room when they practice. I think when they practice, the way they practice is fast, get after it, let's get around, let's run around. And I think that's how they play. And when you try to hold them back or sit them in space, their feet are in mud.
Street, we talking about all this, and the crazy thing is, this is still a top 15 defense in America.
I've been saying that. Yesterday, Wake Forest 2.3 yards per play after that first drive.
We were lacking on sacks, but I think there's a bigger story to talk about the absolute inability to call holding calls on the University of Miami.
I think they lack a leader like Flagg. They lack a guy, and I spoke to somebody on the defense telling them they had to be that. They lack a guy to put people in their place. They lack a guy that they lack the brain of a defense. I don't think they have a real brain guy in that defense.
Mm-hmm.
So when you line up and just say, hey, Wesley, go get the quarterback, and he gets there in 0.5 seconds at the beginning of that game, and it's like, okay, the energy, I think they play off that energy. It's like organized chaos. It's like Arkansas, Kentucky back in the day in basketball when they would just set up a press and it's just like whatever, man. We're gonna tip a ball, we're gonna shoot a three. And I think the kids like to play that way. Because obviously they don't like to sit in zone. I don't care what we in, cover 3, cover 5, cover 6, cover 18. I don't care what we in. There's going to be a guy running free through our zone. That somebody's feet going to be stuck in the mud. So just lose going forward. Period. Just lose being aggressive.
Yes.
For
Right.
context, by the way, Syracuse got the 58th ranked defense in America. So on paper, this should be winnable.
Not the way we play, man. It's gonna be what it is. Let's put it that way. We ain't gonna know till the game start until we get to, you know.
I expect him to be rusty, obviously, but I think he comes back. I think it's gonna change some shit.
Yeah. I was going to ask y'all this, but I think we kind of talked about it already. Like, does Syracuse have enough to derail the Canes? I was going to ask y'all that, but I think we just kind of went into it. Somehow we got into it. Like, but real fast, do y'all think Syracuse have enough to be Pitt of 2017? Do y'all think our team is set up to where it's like we can't see them coming?
I think we're due for that game. And I think it came technically 3 weeks ago now with Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech, if that game was at the end of the season, I think that was the game. But I think the fact that we got that game out the way, we were able to regroup. We got an additional bye, which is a first, I think, outside of teams that get 0 weeks. I think that gave us the opportunity to kind of really refocus. I think I said it in our last show a couple weeks ago. I was like, Mark need to pull Lance Guidry in and have some soul searching moments with him. Like, what are we doing? And I think pulling Barron, moving Mesmer back to the edge, kind of letting those guys get back to doing what they got famous doing was a huge thing. So I don't know if Syracuse is that team. I just worry about them because, I mean, granted, we're both on the East Coast, but traveling up there and the way Fran Brown got that team in year 1 of his tenure, I think is notable. He brought a lot of that Georgia.
Man, you know they're begging for game day.
They what?
You heard that? You know they're begging for game day to come.
They're begging for game day to come.
They already picked where they're going though.
Where they going?
Oh, I don't know. I just know they've been begging for game day.
Texas.
Oh.
Yeah, they were begging for game day.
Mm-hmm. I hate that shit.
You hate what? Game day?
Yeah, I hate that shit. When it's not, nah, man. I feel like they be just trying to set us up for shit, man. I like last year. Remember how the hell that Georgia Tech game get on prime time? Man, get y'all ass out of here. Anyway, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Yeah, on paper, technically, Miami's defense is better than Georgia. Just putting it out there. And the Oklahoma defense that held Alabama to 3 points. So
better than Georgia?
Yeah, Georgia's 15, Miami's 14.
My answer to the question, y'all know those stats are really skewed, but we don't have to go into that. But
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, my answer to that is it's not about Syracuse having enough. It's about us. It's always about us. Like even with Damari coming back, you know what my fear is, dog? You know, we always have to think about the wild stuff. You know what my fear is? That with Damari coming back, we're gonna be content with keeping Mish and Harris back there at safety. Damari can't fix that. That's my fucking problem. Damari come back. Okay, guys, you guys go back to safety. That's where y'all gonna play at most of the game. Damari got this part up here. We back to square one if we do that, bro.
No, they can't. No, they can't. They can't. Yesterday, I watched them make a concerted effort every third down to run 15 out there. Yeah. Every third down. You realize it was only third down, Cal, when they would run him out there.
Street. They did it against Florida and it worked. They did it against Florida and it worked. I don't know why we stopped doing it.
That's the point, baby, right there.
Yeah. Oh shit! So we done did this already?
Yes, we did against Florida. When they would put that kid Boardingham, I think they're tight end. They would put Markeith out there in their third and longs. Like one of the big pass breakups. He didn't break it up. But
okay. But Mish was too good yesterday up in that slot. to move. Why was he so effective? Like what is it?
Because he's a natural
what he
slot corner.
does.
He played that. He only moved to
Thank
safety
you.
last year. When he was at Washington all those other years, he was a slot cornerback.
Oh my god, I'm about to pour this juice on my head. Are you serious?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Cal? And it took us 11 weeks to really. Oh,
But the thing with Guidry, that I do actually appreciate is that Guidry, he likes using the term defensive backs. He doesn't like guys who play so they cross train people the same way Mirabal does on the old line. So nobody ever technically plays because you remember going into the season we were talking about Zaquan probably playing slot or nickel, right? And then we were kind of like nah, and then we didn't know because we assumed because where Damari played, he was gonna be the other boundary corner with Daryl Porter. Obviously, that didn't happen because when game one starts, we see him at the slot. But then we kind of thought about last year when he played some slot, he was out there thumping shit, like he was doing his thing. But he was so sticky on the outside that we were okay with it. But in theory, he's probably the best cover corner that we have, like pure man-to-man cover corner. Is Damari Brown. The best boundary corner, I think, is probably Daryl Porter, but he's been exposed a couple times this year.
Well, in the nickel, he's a much better player now.
I watched him 4 feet in front of me. I watched him 4 feet in front of me get blurred at Georgia Tech.
They all get blurred
right in front of me.
You talking about that touchdown? Yes, it's gonna happen. But you talking about that touchdown? That was on Zaquan. Yeah. But that was on Zaquan. Let that man release to the inside. That was on Zaquan.
That shit happened in front of my face. Hey.
But yeah, Travis Hunter got nasty blurred last week. It happens. It does happen. But he looks a lot more confident and better. But bro, so listen, man. So y'all are trying to tell me that Mish Powell looks like fucking Palomalu in the slot, right? I'm talking about a pick six yesterday, dog. A crunch. I'm talking about a pick six at the goal line. This man looks like Palo, and it took 11 weeks to try it.
I think
14 technically.
Yeah, I think it's just leadership, man. I think back in just him being in the back, it was the closest he was gonna get to having shout out to Cam Kitchens, man. And I know Cam Kitchens tried to boost him up when he was out last season, but I saw this from last year that there was a significant drop off when Cam went out the game for those 3 games with that concussion. It was very clear that there was a drop off when 7 was in the game. And this is no slight to Harris, you know what I'm saying? I'm just calling it how it is. So for football comes difficult for some people, right? And that's what it seems like for Harris, right? I don't think he has a physicality issue all the time, but it does emerge, and I don't think he has the wherewithal and the straight up football IQ to diagnose things back there and put people in effective positions. It was only 2 seasons ago we were complaining about James, who didn't want to play linebacker because James seemed like he was doing too much, right? Yeah, hey. Pepperidge Farm remembers, right? Y'all used to get mad because why James out of position? Why James tackling with his shoulders? I was there. I remember, right? And then you kind of find out, James doing that because he lining everybody else up before the snap is called. He has to be doing that because other people are just blatantly out of position. Now, when you have somebody who doesn't have the ability to do that, y'all are mad. Like, well, this is what comes to territory. You got to figure out which of the lesser 2 evils you want, right? They're evils nonetheless, but which one do you want? Do you want one person out of position because he's getting everybody else lined up? Or do you want one guy who's putting nobody in position and he's constantly getting blurred down the field, or running backs and wide receivers are running past him?
He say Mish Powell wasn't coming if he couldn't play safety. So maybe he wants to get looked at as a safety in the NFL. But what's more detrimental to you being drafted? Or what's more beneficial to you being drafted? You making plays at a position you don't want to be at? Or you getting exposed at a position that you do want to be at?
And college football is fluid. I mean, the NFL and college football is fluid now. Like, you have to be able to play multiple positions. Like, we see guys like we wonder about how's Travis Homer still in the league? How's DJ Dallas? Because they have to learn how to play. Yeah, you gotta go play special teams. Your ass got to play running back. You got to flex out in the slot from time to time. You got to be able to be multifaceted when it comes to being on the field, or the game gonna pass you by. There is no, except you motherfucker like Derrick Henry, who's 6'4", 250 plus, and runs a fucking 4.6 on a bad day. Yeah, he can be just a running back, right? I ain't gotta worry about him going out the backfield and just block for Lamar so he'll get hit on his blind side. And when we hand you the ball, run 6 people over. That's it. He is one of the new anomalies of the game, right? Outside of that, though, it's not really that type of situation anymore. Like, especially on the back end, you better learn how to play corner, safety, all that. That's why guys like Rayshawn Jenkins still has a job.
Right.
And why Jaquan Johnson, who I love to death, that's why he's a coach now.
He coaching. So yesterday, man, I bumped into the great man, Lonzo Highsmith. Say, Lonzo, what's up, bro? Man, he say, man, we got to sit down and talk again, man. Do another interview, bro. I said, what's going on? I say, man, you see the Canes done got a little better. Improved a little bit. And Lonzo looked at me and he said, bro, we still a long way, though. Right? So, Kyle and Mehdi, from a scale of 1 to 10, how close do you think as a program we are to a national championship? We 10-1 right now. We showing some signs. Yesterday we put our foot on Wake Forest's neck in the fourth quarter, which I'm not gonna lie, that's the sign of a good team. Like when a team turns it on and them scores coming, it is. But how close do y'all think we are from a scale 1 to 10?
Hold on real quick. Kyle, you disagree?
What? Do I disagree that we far off?
No.
I'm trying to think now.
Well, the characteristics yesterday, the characteristics of like a good team is sometimes when they could turn it on, right? And then they make the team look like they're inferior in 8 minutes or something like that. From a scale of 1 to 10, how close is this program to a national championship? One of y'all. The numbers already gonna start flying in the chat already. Numbers are, we got 1,000 people in here. We got 1,000 people in here. The numbers done start flying already.
I'm a roll with about. I'm gonna roll with a 7, close to an 8, and I'm gonna tell you why. I have no doubt in my mind, Mario.
Shout out to the villains. Go ahead, talk to them.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because I have no doubt in my mind Mario's gonna put the talent here. But I also have no doubt in my mind that there's a good amount of talent already here. You know, the irony in all this is we're probably a better team if we keep the guys that we actually let go last year. If we keep some of those guys, well, that's the funny part. Screw all this portal stuff outside of camp. Oh, definitely Corey Flagg. I know y'all gonna get on me, but Kobe Young, we need that big deep threat. Who am I missing? I think Hunt with his defensive, being able to move up and down. Brashard, even though it was time for Brashard to go, I'm just looking at like, damn, some of these guys. What's the deal at Virginia? Caleb Spencer. It's just like, yeah, it's a lot of these guys. We better off than adding a lot of the guys that we added in the portal outside of Cam. Just my opinion, whatever. But just to answer the question, the talent's gonna come, and I think the talent is close to here. I think what keeps the gap is the coaching staff, and we don't have a bad coaching staff. And I still give Mario his A grade for this year. But I think it takes our coaching staff to elevate us to the next level. Like, it doesn't take nothing for us to get a new secondary in here. It doesn't. And like I said, the secondary talent is not as trash as people think it is. That's not the problem. Being able to teach them to communicate and find the leader and all that, that's part of a problem. But I think that's more of a coaching issue, a coaching and evaluation issue. I think we have more problems at the top than we do on the field. Because the field has a lot of talent. We got an O-line. Our front four is, even if you just say it by name, our front four is really good. Our linebackers are adequate. OJ Frederick, like, come on. Like, OJ Frederick. We know Darryl Porter. We saw him last year, what he can be. Our unwillingness to move those goddamn safeties out the way, that goes back to coaching. So I don't know if we're as far off as Zoe thinks. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I'm gonna go about a 7 or 8, because I think the problem is at the top. I don't think the problem is the product on the field or the talent that's on the field. Maddie, I don't know if you agree or disagree with that.
Oh yeah, I was actually gonna go 7. But I feel obligated to bump it up to an 8.
Okay.
Maybe an 8.5, borderline 9. Because college football has, once again, transitive properties are not a thing, right? Because teams wake up, they lay down for certain teams every week and week out. Guys get hurt, guys come back. It's just too much variables for you to say, oh, well, this team did this, so that must mean that this is going to translate to this. It does not, right? However, I do think that the teams that we're watching that are normally supposed to be dominating in some of the richer rosters in college football aren't putting out products on the field that significantly state, hey, this roster has X amount of players and we are this much better than you all. Right? I see
Right.
some places where I feel like in theory, Oregon probably shouldn't have beat Ohio State. I mean, granted, they cheated to win, and it was well acknowledged they cheated. But the bottom line is that in theory, do we look at Will Howard and say Will Howard is unequivocally, absolutely the thing that's pushing that team? Jeremiah Smith, Caleb Downs, Quinshon Judkins. Are we saying that those guys are, shout out to my dog Paco. He hit me up. He was like, our rushing numbers are the same as Ohio State's, and they got not one but two very expensive running backs in their backfield, right? And it's not translating from an offensive standpoint because I don't think they're even that great at offense, if I'm not mistaken. Their defense is legit. They are number one defense in America on paper, statistically. But their offense isn't doing anything that's, if I got two running backs like that, in theory, I should have, and a quarterback that I paid a lot of money for who was proven elsewhere, I should be having at least a top 3 offense, right? So I look at all those things. And I just say, like, it's going to be very interesting to see when the playoff starts. Playoff bring out a different breed of animal. You know what you're playing for and what the trajectory is. I think this team has an opportunity to kind of see what that trajectory is. They see it week to week. I love that approach about this team. I haven't seen any of the teams in college football do it where they say, hey, let's just go 1-0 this week. It's not look forward to. The only person I see doing that is Mish Powell. But Mish seems to say those things after he has a really good game with a long interception, right? And apparently, hey, shout out to Susan, man. Susan showed up, man. When Susan is in the building, Mish Powell has his best games of the season. So, Susan Miller-Degnan, if you're watching this, man, I don't know what it is about your presence, but when you show up, Mish Powell has a career day. So, shout out to you.
She was there again. Susan don't want to retire, man.
Yeah, she was in the
ain't
post
trying to
game.
retire. She about that BS, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to SMD, man. She was. I did not hear Jordan McPherson hogging all the questions. It was Susan Miller-Degnan, and she asked me straight up. She said, "Mish, I talked to you week 1 in Florida. You remember Mario was like, are you retired? Like, are you still around? Are you still a thing?" But if she in the building, man, Misha's set to have a career day, man. So shout out to SMD.
My God!
Chris said, tell Susan,
I
hey,
saw
Mama, me
that.
if you come to the next 2 games.
Boy, yeah. I told you about letting Chris Young in here, man.
Oh shit.
Listen,
Shout out to Coach
let me
Shout
ask
out to
this
Coach
question.
in this thing. Coach A, bring your ass on the
Let me
show,
ask
bro. We got about 15 more minutes, man. Bring your ass in here, light skin wonder. You know you didn't go to church this morning. Go ahead, Kyle.
Look, let me ask this question to the panel and to the panel, the villains, and everybody out there. Let me ask you this question, and I think this might be the answer to if we that far off, like Zoe say. I will take every. Let me see. Okay, so we had I don't know how many transfers we had, right? But let us keep the center. Let us keep Cam Ward. Let us keep Barrow, right? You can take Barrow off if you want to, but let us keep Barrow. If I have this same team right now, and I keep all those guys all these guys that left last year. I'm talking about Cam left early for the draft, James left early for the draft. If you want to keep a lineman like Cohen or Lee, whatever, that too, right? If we just run back that same squad and all we add is Cam Ward, actually just Cam Ward, and all you add is Cam Ward. Do y'all think we're championship material? Do y'all see anybody beating that team last year, basically, with Cam Ward and whatever, like, guys that developed? Not anybody that we brought in the transfer portal, but I'm talking about a OJ Frederick and just bring me back those guys that left early for the NFL. Bring me back a Kobe. Like, do y'all still say, man, We can't win no
Who we get
championship
back?
this year.
James, we get back James. We get back
James,
Cam.
Cam,
Kitchen.
Corey.
James and Cam.
To Corey?
To Corey Couch.
Yeah. To Corey. I mean, just and think about it, these players are not first round picks. So that's why I'm saying bring those guys back and tell me you still feel that we're far off from winning a championship.
If
I
you
don't.
bring back James and Cam, this team was a national championship. This team was undefeated.
That's my point.
I'm saying that right now.
That is my point.
With this, if you just add them two alone, I will take it to Corey Couch too. Just them two alone, this team won a national championship. It's not close.
That's my point. And Kamara said the coach is still mid. I agree. I agree. I agree that the coaching is still mid. I agree with that. However, if you bring me James and Cam, that covers up a lot of that shit on the defensive side. I don't think Gidry's mid as a coach, but yeah, I don't even think Gidry's mid as a coach. I just think his adjustment to personnel may be weaker than we thought. But you just bring me back those two guys. Yeah.
So we beat
and Flag. Oh my god.
We beat Georgia Tech with Cam Ward. We beat North Carolina. Cam Ward outdoes Drake May.
Yes.
In that game.
1,000%.
Yes. We don't have TVD breaking down like that. Hell yeah.
Shout to Highsmith.
Hell yeah.
Shout to Highsmith, but that's what we need to be focused on right now. Drake May. Is Cam still picking him up? Yes, he absolutely outplayed. He's outplayed. What quarterback has outplayed Cam this year in a head-to-head matchup at any point?
What quarterback has outplayed?
The answer is none, Street. I say you
not happening. Not yet. Yeah.
There's none.
They ain't
no
even nothing to
quarterback
think
that
about.
he faced head-to-head. He was the second best quarterback. I could point to a myriad of times last year. Tyler Van Dyke was not the best quarterback on the field last year.
Yeah, you just like I said, just forget last year. Just give me those guys. Tell me those guys don't go to the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me some of these guys don't leave for what they thought was going to be greener pastures. Tell me I got a Corey Flag to direct my defense, and I got Cam and James back there to direct my secondary. Tell me I got all that, and then you can. And my point for bringing that up is those guys. They're really, really, really good college guys, maybe elite, whatever you call it. But that's not like me saying, "Oh shit, boy, if I had Ed Reed and Sean Taylor and Ray Lewis, that's not even that level." So I'm saying all that to say we not as far off as we may feel. I think just sometimes we get out there and we look at our defense it's just not. I don't think it's as far off as it may feel. So yeah, I'm gonna bump mine up to a solid 8, bro. I'm gonna bump mine up to a solid 8, bro. I don't think we that far off.
Can y'all hear this? Y'all can hear that?
Hey, oh,
hear nothing.
Yeah, y'all can't hear that?
Nah, play a little louder.
Hold on, let me see. Can y'all hear that in the chat? I would think that y'all could hear that. They can't hear that?
Let me check on YouTube.
Huh?
I can't hear nothing.
I would think they can hear, but fuck it.
Go live.
Go ahead.
Slow down. Act like you got them skate.
Oh yeah, nah.
Act like you got them skate. Act like you got them skate. Act like you got them skate.
Act like you got some skate.
Act like you got them skate. Act like you got them skate. Act like you got them
Finna bring my dog.
skate. Go live.
Light skin wonder.
Go live.
Straight out of church. Straight from Piccadilly. My dog.
That boy said,
Piccadilly, dog.
that boy said Piccadilly. That boy said Piccadilly.
Write that thing one more time.
Act like you got them skate. 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 Act like you got them skate.
There you go, dog. I got you a real intro song now. I used to get the Undertaker. Fuck it. I got
you used to do the dog on Chicago Bulls. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
Chicago Bulls. Yeah, it was the Chicago Bulls.
6'6". What's up with you, dog? Hey,
what's up?
Kyle and Medi. I'm not talking the street no more. Kyle and Medi, how you doing, man? How y'all boys doing, man?
No, hey.
I ain't talking the
That
street.
boy said he's.
Street.
That boy said Piccadilly, hey.
Listen,
Piccadilly.
hey, Kyle, you know I get that cornbread stick out of Piccadilly. You know how that go.
But listen, Street over there acting light skinned, dog. He around here blocking people, dog. He acting light skinned. I ain't messing with
That's crazy.
I woke up this
Lord,
morning
Street.
apologizing to Hayes, bro. Yesterday I had my phone on Do Not Disturb for some reason. I can't remember why. Bro, I missed a billion phone calls yesterday, dog. I saw this man call me 3 times yesterday. I'm like, man, but this is my thing with Coach Hayes. There's 1,000 ways he could get in touch with me, dog. There's a billion ways you can say what's up to me, dog. Like if you really want me, dog, just
I didn't really want you. I just wanted to holler at you. But I
honestly
think
think the way these phones are, that his face could just pop up on my phone somehow and be like, Street, answer the phone. There gotta be an app out there for that.
yeah, and they got an app that stop it. It's called Do Not Disturb. That's the problem. Because guess what? Hold on, because guess what? Hold on, guess what, Street? Watch this. If the Do Not Disturb app didn't work, then you'll be mad at the Do Not Disturb app because you let somebody through.
But I got 2 phones, and you know this. So if you ever say anything to me on Instagram, or if you ever say anything, Twitter, I'm not gonna see a Twitter DM. Don't even try it. But if you ever DM me on Instagram, I'll see it.
My Instagram needs CPR, dog. It's terrible. So I don't even go on Instagram. Like, so I do Twitter before I do that, and you don't do that. So guess what? I figured the phone is the most direct way.
No, bro, listen, I ain't never gonna not answer your calls, though. I'm never gonna not answer. I was gonna do not disturb for some reason. I forgot. I don't know, but I missed a bunch of calls. They ain't just yours.
So it never dawned on you that. Hold on, it never dawned on that the D Streeter phone not ringing for 2 days. Then dawned
You saw Gidry defense yesterday, man. I wasn't thinking about no phone ringing, fool. Marquis was out there at safety, dog. I wasn't thinking about no phone. I was
That's why your phone should have been ringing, because they like, Street.
Right.
You the to the street. What's going on?
I wasn't thinking about no Gidry. I was taking pictures.
What's up with y'all, boy?
Being Stephanie's camera guy yesterday on the sideline. That's what I was doing.
You was in there like this. Go, girl. Pose.
Throw your hat. Give me some sassy. Give me some sass. And then they in the stands talk about, there you go. That's a good boyfriend. What? Boyfriend?
Damn.
20 years older than this lady.
You're a side dude with a camera.
My damn daughter. That's goddamn daughter.
That boy robbing the cradle, ain't it?
That's my damn daughter. Talk about good. There you go. Good boyfriend. Hayes, what's up, bro?
Man, I'm chilling, man. McCain's 10-1, dog. We rocking the road, man.
Kyle said, if you put Cam Ward on last year's team, are they winning the national championship? You in here now.
No. Just give me. Just give me last year. Give me Kane. Give me Cam. Give me James. Give me Flag. Give me that. Give me those guys that we lost. Those guys that left. You put them on this team or whatever. I don't care nothing about any transfer we got outside of Cam Ward. We can win my point, I think we can win a championship with that.
Hold up. So you saying keep Cam Ward, but add Cam Kitchens, James Williams, and Corey Flatt?
Add those guys that we lost. Yeah, we don't care about none of the other transfers that came in. Even Martinez. I love Martinez, but even him, you take all the rest of it out. Just bring us Cam Ward, but let us keep what we have. The reason was because Zoe feels that we really, really far away. And my question to everybody was, okay, look, if we just kept the guys that left last year, because those guys were not quote unquote elite NFL talents or elite college players outside of Cam. So if you just bring me those guys that are like above average or slightly above average, or I think we win a championship. So my answer is I don't think we're as far off as Zoe thinks we are. On a scale of 1 to 10, I gave us like an 8. I think coaching wise we have that gap, but not talent wise.
Yeah, when y'all said that, first number came to my mind was 8. I just look at it like this, y'all. Like, and it's funny you said that. I've always said this about Corey Flatt. He's not the most athletic and this, that, and other, but I think he was the brain of the operation. He put people in place. He understood the defense, and he may not be the best, but he made other things look better. And I've been around players like that. Not the best talent, but they knew how to get the other players in position, right? So what you lose in talent, you gained in IQ, right? for example, let's look at what Corey Flagg did on that play against Clemson, right? He saw what was happening because actually he beat Wesley Basaint. That should have been Wesley Basaint's play.
Yep.
And he beat Wesley Basaint to it. I think Wesley would have ended up catching him eventually, but because Corey Flagg, he stretched out even further. And that happens sometimes, right? You got guys who are not the most talented, but they can definitely put things in play. We've seen guys, I'm talking about talented so far as athletically. And you see that in cats like so far as speed. I know y'all gonna kill me when I said, but like say Ed Reed, foot speed wise. May not be the fastest, but cerebrally, he's on top from a cerebral standpoint. And so that's part of the game too. That makes your feet faster, you know. So your 40 time may not be the best, but you move faster because you're thinking faster, if that makes sense. So I think you got a valid point though, Kyle. Like I think you have a valid point because I think our safety play from the neck up is kind of hurting right now. And we saw it again. We see all these people talking. It's not one voice out there. They all checking with each other. Look, you do this, and it looks like total confusion. What you were saying right there, Street? Do it, girl.
Work it, girl. Work it. Work it. Give me more help. Give me more help. Nah, bro, listen, I'm the brains behind this. Half the stuff you see me doing with her is me being creative, right? Because I can see the art. And then she'll do it, half that do it, and then I show it to her, and she'll be like, give me that, give me that, give me that. And then we'll do it in the right way. You know what I'm saying? We'll do it again the right way. Just because I can see it's just experience, me being out there. I can see the art. I can see when the vibe is right. Like I can see when, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was saying like that's me holding the camera like work it, left, right, work it, left, right. So listen.
My only question, did you snap your finger when you said that?
You know he did. 1,000%.
All right, we're going too far. So listen, dog. Okay, hey. So yesterday, what did that tell you about Guidry's defense?
It doesn't. Okay, here's the problem. And I've been around this. It doesn't mean that the defense is difficult. It means that they don't know what to do. When this happens, if this, then that, right? That's what I think. If this, then that. If this happens, then you do this. If that happens, then so there's a disconnect in the communication, right? And it's everywhere, right? If at your job, right? I know you got a military. If such and such does this, then this is the protocol. Do that, right? If this happens, then do this. But if three different people are giving instruction, then it creates confusion. Who is the voice? Who is the voice of the defense? Who is the one that makes the check on that sense? And sometimes you can confuse it because you may say, all right, my safety be in charge of the coverage checks. My linebacker may be in charge of a run check, but then sometimes they get crossed up. You know what I mean? And I don't know where all this confusion comes from. I really don't. I don't know why it's so hard for them just to make the check.
All the confusion?
I'm just saying in the checking.
Yeah. Well, what you think about this? I think, dog, like you watch college football. I mean, our Saturdays we talk and you watching all the games. And
not this Saturday. Oh, my bad.
Hey, and I believe you got these teams like Miami with these transfers and we got all this talent. Like I was saying, they should have been mad at Georgia Tech, right? And then a lot of the villains in the membership were like, well, it ain't a lot of kids on that defense that lost to Georgia Tech last year. It's a lot of different faces on that defense, right? So in college football, right, Hayes, you coach, you tell me, Guidry at Marshall, usually he can see his roster, right? Next year, we losing Kevin, we losing Jay, we losing Smith, right? We can maybe move up Cole. Cole might be ready, right, man? And you can see your roster, right? But in this new day and age of football, you wake up one morning and your Corey Flagg is gone. Okay, you knew James was leaving. You knew Cam Kitchens was leaving. Your Corey Flagg is gone. Leonard Taylor is gone. Your defensive lineman late in the game jets off to SMU, right? And I think these coaches are dealing with a dynamic in football that wasn't there before. Yeah, players were leaving, but now it's like, okay, now you're inserting players. guys who wasn't supposed to leave are leaving, and now you got a first-year player calling your defense. I think a Georgia Tech comes in here who probably doesn't have that problem and are like, okay, we're going to make them prove to us that they know who each other is.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. I never coached before.
Perfect sense, right? If you can do that, that's perfect. But I will say this dynamic does and has existed for a very long time, and it's called a JUCO. The problem is if I'm Mario Cristobal, I'm gonna go get the best JUCO coach when it came to recruiting. And I actually heard Jason Brown say this. He said, "This is a JUCO system."
Yeah,
think about
right. I see what you're saying. Right.
Yeah, they flipping players every 6 months in JUCO. So whoever that dude that's winning their championships or whatever in JUCO, that's the guy I need as an advisor. Because how do you manage rosters now? Because the majority, probably 95% of the coaches that's coaching in I would say regular football, not JUCO, but like football, they're accustomed to the 3 to 4 to 5 year player. But JUCO, think about it. Your star player here for 6 months and he gone.
He gone.
you got 10 weeks with him in a game and he gone.
He gone.
Right? He's gone. So those guys know how to manage those type of rosters.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that you need to bring in as a consultant, because those JUCO schools are now closing down. They need a job. So, hey, bro, come on here. I'm going to hire you. I need to help manage this until I can get accustomed to how this thing goes, because that's what you're seeing now. It's not JUCO, but the attrition rate is like JUCO, in and out, in and out, in and out. So, yes, to your point, when you look at it, you don't know. Think about this. You have an idea that a guy may go to the league. All right, that's one thing. And if he comes back, that's a bonus. But you got a dude that you counting on that could jump in the transfer player portal December.
Right.
January, February. You go to spring ball with him. You think your roster set? Oh, coach, I had one less carry than I thought I was gonna get. I'm gone. Damn. Now I got to get him. Then I can get a player in the summer. So you constantly, it's a live thing, man. The roster is a live thing. Like it's constantly moving. Yeah. No, and I think that's a challenge that coaches are dealing with, man. Listen, I'm watching football, bro. I watched Alabama score 3 points last night. I saw Oregon in the fourth quarter last week with 6 points, dog, fighting for their life. It's not just the Canes. It's not. We're talking about the number one team allegedly in the nation, whatever. 6 points, fighting for their life in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's not just the Canes. It's not. Matty Cal, y'all have something y'all want to ask K's, man? Before we get up out of here, we already been here 2 hours, dog.
No, what was your thoughts on the adjustments that Guidry made on the defensive side of the ball? And do you think that they're gonna? I don't think so, but do you think that they're gonna maintain that going with a pass-happy Syracuse next week?
Adjustment wise, like I said, this stage in the season, you don't really, you are who you are, right? I talked about that in the pregame. You make subtle adjustments to what they do, but you're not coming in with a brand new scheme with one game left in the season, in a regular season, that is. So you are who you are. I just think that we just wore Wake Forest down. They caught us on a coverage bus, basically. They took the kickoff back. I mean, we played a good game. I guess it was just short of 100 yard rushing, just short of 100 yards passing. It just optically didn't look good. If you look at the game, we played well, but optically, you know what I mean? It's like we got the last touchdown with Jacoby George on the screenplay, so that kind of put it in the 40s. But you know what I mean? Just optically, because I think for Cane fans, including myself, we want to go in halftime 28-3.
Cam not gonna
right? Like we want to.
Cam ain't gonna allow that to happen on his watch, though. It's not happening on his watch.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like we want to do those. Like we want to have those type of wins. We don't want to, I guess, be labeled as a second half team with all of this talent, because second half teams don't always make it out, because you end up the Georgia Tech is a prime example. And so to answer your question in regards to the adjustments, I just think we were better than them. I don't know how many adjustments were truly made. Now, I've been saying this about Kiko Mawinoa. I don't know why they are not blitzing him as much as they did last year, because when he does, it's effective. You saw Moten get that sack when he blitzed. He didn't make the tackle, but he made the play. He knows how to do that extremely well. Moten comes around, walks.
That was the only stunt that worked.
Yeah, scot-free, man. Walked in, Moten walked in scot-free, and but it's kind of like Kiko should get the assist, like in basketball, for that sack. But we don't blitz him like that, and I don't know why. Like, use his superpower. That's his superpower.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the answer to that, though? Streeter said that earlier. Like, he was talking about, he basically felt that possibly Gidry just feel like I should step up. Like, this is what you do in the pros. Let me let my front four do this and that, and I'm gonna play a different time. But what in your opinion, what leads to you doing something different outside of personnel that leads you to doing something different than what you did last year, especially with a guy that was so proficient at it last year? Now all of a sudden you want him to drop back and cover and play safer. Why would you take that away? Like, you got to explain that to me as a coach.
Because I think you're afraid of your back end, right? If I have more guys back there floating around, I got better opportunities. And I think he's still banking on my front four can make it happen. Because if you look at it, though, we got a dynamic front four on paper, right? And they did a good job creating pressure yesterday. But I'm talking from a seasonal standpoint. Like, I know when Gidry saw this, especially as a coach, if I saw Simeon Barrow, Tyler Barron, Mesidor, and Ruben Bain, I'm like, boy, I ain't got to blitz as much. I could now put 7 in coverage, right? I could put 7 in coverage. But that kind of slowed down. And so at times sometimes you got to throw a little gas on the fire in regards to that and let Kiko do what he does and does well. And I think it's because you don't have the Cam and the James back there, in his opinion, to kind of cover up mistakes, right? That may happen or voids that's in the coverage. But Kiko does, every time he come off the edge, he creates a problem. He's not necessarily always making the tackle, but he definitely disrupts the play.
So is he in the wrong position? Like what is his real position in? Like,
no, he's a linebacker.
He's a linebacker. But what I'm saying is, it's times you got to bring that fifth guy. You got to bring that fifth man because the front four just not getting home, and that's okay. Think about it. They got 5 offensive linemen, so they actually have the advantage. And usually they keep a running back, so it's 6-on-4. So offensively, they have the advantage. So there are times you got to bring that guy. That's part of it.
I know, right? It's crazy because not blitzing him puts him in coverage. Shit.
Correct.
And that's odd. That's weird, ain't it?
And then he reads and reacts. He'll attack the play, but he'll over pursue. He'll miss the tackle, and then the dude is heading up the field, and we're like, God damn it, Kiko! I can't tell you how many times in the last couple weeks I've said, God damn it, Kiko, because he just over pursued a play, or he just missed a tackle that he should have been thumping the guy. And then on top of that, to add to Hayes' point, we have to blitz him more to give defenses something to think about. Because of that, it's a liability how he misses tackles in his reading, but also they're holding our damn defensive linemen every play with 0 flags.
I saw Bane getting bear hugged yesterday. Dog.
I seen the dude, he had his arm around like this, and he's reaching for the dude. People was like, why is Bane jumping around like a ninja? I'm like, he's trying to show the ref that he's getting held to replay and nobody's doing anything about it.
Dog. It was.
The sack that he got, he was actually being held. He beat that dude on the rip.
Yes.
He's ripping through. That's a good, better ugly. He's ripping through. The dude got the arm across his neck and he's still going. I mean,
he treated Bane like he was his girlfriend trying to leave the house and shit. Like, come here, girl, where you going? God damn, dog.
And my thing is, I don't mind if the holding is happening, cool, because they say holding happens every play. Got it. Don't on the offensive side then be calling all these OPIs. I've seen only one other team I'll get an OPI that was not named Miami, and it happened last night. Other than that, it seems like every time I look up, and it doesn't matter if the dude's fake selling it, he's real selling it, he's really, it's like OPI. It's like I don't see no other team getting called for it. And it usually is in the red zone when a touchdown is about to be scored.
Yeah. The only thing I said about that, George had to sell. He didn't sell it. If he sold it, they wouldn't have called it. He never put it. He just hit the dude. But if you go through it, it's like anything, right? If you got to sell it, right? You got to sell it. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. And that's part of the play within itself. And I know it's easy to say, well, look, a pick is a pick is a pick. I get it. I understand that. But go through there, run the route with your hands up. You bump into the dude. It is what it is. Like, you got to remember this too. It's an offensive game. These owners, the leagues, those powers that be, points equal dollars, right? Nobody likes a 7-3 football game.
Yeah.
Nobody like this. The last Super Bowl, it was low scoring. You're like, that was the worst Super Bowl ever. But for me, I was loving it because I'm a defensive dude. But to get women involved and all that stuff, people want points. They want the fireworks to go off. They want the touchdown celebrations. They want the dog barking.
The Taylor Swift camera. They want all that.
Yeah. So it's always about points. That's why I think they eject players for targeting. Because if you look at it, that's literally like taking a starter off the football field in a pseudo injury kind of type deal. Think about it. You get put for targeting, you've lost a starter potentially for that game.
Shout out to Ron Blue with the $5. Say, what's y'all thoughts on the Shador situation?
What, hitting the ref?
I'm not sure. Well, okay, I'm gonna show y'all this. And then we
like
talk
to push
about
the ref.
He say, what's your thoughts on the Shador situation?
Hold on, real quick. Before we go to the street,
I thought this was horrible.
I don't know what I'm missing here, but I seen two. Texans just scored, and on the first down play, I done seen two people hit this cam celebration already on NFL Red Zone.
Bro, that's unbelievable, bro. The market. The footprint that Miami market has in media, because it's not just scam. Like, it's just the fact that it's able to get out there to people. What's going on? Yeah, that's unbelievable. I see kids doing it. I see foes doing it. I see rivals doing it. it's like I went to a D3 game.
I went to a D3 game up or a D2 game up here in Georgia, and the dude was doing it. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. Dog, that is unbelievable. Now, this is a Shador situation where this kid hit Shador and nothing happened yesterday.
That's crazy. I don't know how that's not a flag.
What's the call?
Nothing.
No call.
What do you mean? You can't hear the
what was the call?
You can't go that low on the quarter. Yeah, you can't go that low on the quarterback. You cannot do that.
Man,
in the pocket. Hold on. You can hit him low out the pocket. You can hit him low. The problem is it's roughing. The ball is clearly gone.
Ball gone. Yeah, the ball is gone.
Yeah. So it's roughing the passer, really.
Like, I thought they were talking about the thing with the referee.
When he pushed the ref?
Yeah.
What were they arguing about? Were they arguing about this?
No.
It was a dirty fucking hit, though, man.
It was the other sack. And when they was on him, they was, rubbing their knee across his head, kind of stumbling on him, stepping on him. So he got up under there. He was this, that, and the other, and they was going back and forth. But what's amazing, that his teammates wanted to fight about that, but they didn't want to fight about the play you just showed.
He should have got his ass whooped.
Nobody came over there and whooped that dude's behind. Like, they sit there and looked at him. But they got mad about when they tackled him, bodies falling all over. And what really got Shador pissed, if you looked at it, I think it was 67 pushed the guy and he tripped. He falls over Shador. And Shador think he's falling on him. You know what I mean? And so they get up and scream. But that right there, that's bench clearing right there, dog.
I thought that dude got arrested. That dude got arrested. I thought he got ejected, arrested, or the electric chair. I just knew something had to happen when I posted it, and everybody in the comment section started saying nothing happened because I didn't see it when it happened.
They call illegal man downfield on Colorado. They call illegal man downfield.
You cannot hit a quarterback in the head with your hand. You cannot touch a quarterback once he throw the ball. How in the hell did they not call that?
And the sad part about that street is that, like, that right there, the referees should be penalized as a unit, because I've seen pass interference flag come from over here, over there. The white hat throw a flag. Everybody throwing flag. You see 5 flags on pass interference. but nobody saw. And remember, the white hat, his job is to protect the quarterback. He's looking at the quarterback. The white hat looks at quarterback. That's his only job. He's not looking at holding. You notice he don't call nothing but anything that deal with the quarterback.
Right.
So for him not to see that clearly, I don't even know how you missed that, dog. Because it's not like he was in a pile and the dude rolled up on him. Like, that's out in the open. And thank God his foot wasn't planted in the ground, dog. If his foot was planted in the ground, it would have been.
That might have been over.
So watching it live, was it bang bang? Like, did the kid not try to do it, or do you think it was dirty?
Well, watching it live, you couldn't see it because as he threw the ball, the camera pans with the ball, so you only see the replay. Like watching it live, it was no wide shot. They go with the ball, but when you see the replay, he clearly shooting for the legs early, but. And they have a wider view of it than how tight this is, so you can see when he starts. But I hate to say this, and I'm not trying to defend this guy, but I'm saying if I'm a defender, that's how you hit quarterbacks from now on, because if you go anywhere close, it's targeting. Now, only reason I say this is bad because he clearly the ball is out his hands.
Right.
Like he's throwing that ball clearly, and he comes in.
Yeah.
But if he would have had that ball in his hand, it'd just been an ugly hit and it'd been legit. But that was ugly right there, boy. That was ugly.
But I still feel it. You know why I feel it's dirty? You know why I feel it's dirty, Hayes? Because if you went in there with that intent to go that low on Cam Newton, I understand. But that's a normal sized quarterback. Nobody goes at the quarterback like that. You go and you hit him. Like, you're gonna try to square up and hit him. But I do agree with what you're saying. You do kind of risk like just a flag just by hitting the quarterback, period. So I do understand that. But for you to come that far and already have it in your mind, I'm going that low on a Shador, and that's kind of tough, man.
When I say he had a full head of steam, like this dude had about 7 yards of running straight down the line. It wasn't like he broke down in front of him and just chopped him. Bro, just
the angle that he goes full on Markeith Williams tackle style, and that's dangerous. Like, not even Shador obviously is the prize that you don't want to get hurt, but just the way that he attacked that, like head down. Look, he's standing at grass when he's going for that hit. That is dangerous. That is just not smart. Like,
LMV, go to the corner, man. 5 minutes to the corner.
Right there, LMV.
Go to the corner. Turn around. We don't want to hear for you for 5 minutes, dog. To the corner. Slug Bruce, I love the rotation they used on defense yesterday, Miami Hurricanes. You said that the zebra don't change his stripe. There wasn't this big change in defense or they didn't do much. Like, because we just asked you, you know what I'm saying? And you just was kind of like, well, in this part of the season, not too many drastic changes are coming. We did see them play Markeith at safety at Florida. We just dumbfounded on why it took so long.
I'm talking about schematically. I mean, I'm not talking about personnel. I'm talking about from a schematic. I'm not going to go from, running the spread to the wing T. Or I'm not going like we're talking about that. I'm talking about that type of stuff. Not personnel. I'm talking about personnel is personnel. Yeah, you're going to always mix the pot. Yeah.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. All right, listen, man. The Dolphins up 14-0.
Let's go, fans.
Out here. We ain't never Tua out here throwing the ball around in the first
12
half.
16, 142 touchdowns. Let's get it, baby. That boy said, what, Cam Moore? Not my job.
Hey, Manny, how the hell did y'all cut Daniel Jones in the middle of the season, dog? Like, what happened?
How?
He said he asked for that.
How? The question is, why not sooner? Why not sooner? That's the actual question. We asking the wrong things here, Street.
So he wasn't starting at the time? They had done benched him already?
He was, and he wasn't doing
I've never seen that before. What is it? I've never seen that before.
He was still starting?
You do.
Wait a minute, you telling me he started their last game, Eddie? You're saying he started their last game?
Yeah, and then we
oh my God.
We went into this week's practice and we said we don't know if we're gonna go in another direction. Dayball was trying to be all political, and then midweek they said, "Hey, we're gonna go with Dane DeVito." Drew Lock was like, "God damn, why y'all brought me here then?" It's like, "Hey, brother, it is what it is." And they were like, "Hey, guess what? We're headed for greener pastures." Because I think Drew Lock will win you a game. From what we're seeing with these Bucks right now at home, Danny DeVito will not, and that's the whole point. We're blowing these games because Cameron Ward is going to be a New York Giant. Let's go Giants.
suck for Ward. Ward don't want to come play in that cold ass weather, man. Well, listen, man, let's get up out of here, man. If you want to become a villain, man, 78645.
Someone asked before you quit. We got to shout out Jordan Lau.
Yeah.
Kyle was the main. He was the main between him and Bird. Yeah, he was the main protagonist. Saying, hey, I need to see AJ Allen. I need to see Lau. Lau is clearly different on the field. I will always argue that money shit is complicating things. But clearly they realize, hey, this guy's giving us a spark that the other two are just simply not. And when he came in, his shit. There's 2 games I see him now, USF and Wake Forest, and he is we had 7 for 115, and like he wasn't even trying.
I walked past him yesterday on the field after the game, bro. Next year he gonna be he ain't no Diddy.
He already, I know what you're saying.
But you know what I'm saying? Next year he gonna probably put on 5-10 more pounds, boy. He gonna be a load. I told you from different tribe. He's from a different tribe. He's one of those hard runners, one of those dudes, Adrian Peterson, running hard, don't want to go down, losing shoes.
I am absolutely okay with him and Fletcher being a 1-2 back because you ain't hear it here. David Lake sent inside to you. He said he talked to Damon Martinez. Martinez said he done.
He done.
Yeah, he done.
He going to the league.
Oh, of course.
Him and what's called like next year is a 1-2 punch, and then throwing a Pringle, throwing a Hellcat.
Yeah,
for Christmas.
Jordan.
I just feel bad for AJ Allen, dog. Golly,
I
man.
do too, bro. That shit ain't right, bro. Because AJ Allen could do the same. I'm not saying that AJ Allen's a better back or is going to be better than, but AJ will give you the same fucking production. That shit ain't right, bro. But I think that for your future, you should have been playing him because then you could have all 3 niggas next year, bro. There is enough to go around, bro. It really is. I don't think you had to feed AJ or Lyles a whole lot. We just went like 3 or 4 games without seeing either one of them. Right. That was damn stupid, but whatever.
And AJ was productive.
My only argument to that would be is I don't like. Yes, I would argue that. What game was that? Ball State where he went crazy, AJ Allen, and then there was a game that AJ Allen saved us. They put him in as a running back. What game was that?
Louisville.
Yeah.
And Clemson last year.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. Jordan Lau kind of put a lot of pressure on that motherfucker. Jordan Lau.
No, it's cool. I just think you can. I just think you can have all that on your plate. I really do. I think there's room for all of that on your plate, bro. And I just don't understand why we don't. Yeah.
I just feel like I see Jordan Lau. I see Jordan Lau, and I see not exactly Duke, but I see Brentford Duke. But when I see AJ Allen, I just see Knighton. I see Rashard Smith. I see the same.
Right. But Matty, I'm just going to tell you, don't ever forget the days when Frank Gore was on the bench.
No, for sure.
Don't ever forget when we had a running back room where dudes had to wait their turn. How Frank Gore was on the bench, Hayes? How Frank Gore was on the bench?
Touchdown, Kane. What about like this?
And we talking about AJ Allen. No, we once had Willis McGahee just waiting. We once had Tyrone Moss.
It's like Najee, go be a fullback.
Yeah, Tyrone Moss going to get Clint Porter's helmet. Hey, Tyrone, go get Clint's helmet.
That boy in there like that boy sitting sideline. Come on. Hey, he's sitting with a glove on his head. He like this. They ever let me run this thing, boy? I'm telling you, I'm put that thing to the house.
So dog, if Mario keep recruiting this talent, dog, we're gonna have to get used to seeing good dudes on the bench. We had a conversation in the Villan membership yesterday, dog. It's not always talent, dog. It's not always talent. It's just not.
Not to get politics and money, but
it's politics, it's money, and it's wait your goddamn turn.
That boy like
like period. The dude in front of you was just as good. He got to get a chance. Let us play him and get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? And just wait your turn. Who was on the bench, Hayes? Frank Gore was on the bench. Who was waiting their turn?
The person we don't talk about a lot is Tyrone Moss. Remember Tyrone Moss ran the ball?
Tyrone Moss was on the bench.
I think people are Tyrone Moss. Yeah, Tyrone Moss was the most talented in the room coming out of high school.
Bro, Tyrone Moss used to be out of his pads at halftime. Like he done put up 275 in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
They was running the wing tee up. It was Illy, I believe. I went to go see the Soul Bowl up in Broward.
One of the greatest Broward running backs ever. He ain't like these day running backs, but he was good Broward running back.
Bro, he on the sideline. He on the sideline. And that boy on the sideline at halftime like this.
One of the greatest Broward running backs. Let me stop. I'm trying to fuck with Kyle.
That will get me started.
Hey, Street, here go the difference between Tyrone Moss on the sideline and Frank Gore. Tyrone Moss on the sideline at halftime like this. Frank Gore like this.
Frank Gore mad. Frank Gore don't see me mad. He ain't trying to talk about window turn.
Man, my mama done came to the game. I got my lady coming to my place for pain. I ain't even getting anything.
No, every time, though, I think about us talking about AJ Allen and Hellcat. Bruh. We once told Devin Hester, go back to Fort Myers and wait. Come back next year, you might play. Come back.
Hall of Famer Devin Hester.
Hey, man, come back and holler at us next year, man. Your shit paperwork ain't right. Go back and then maybe next year.
It's different now, though. These boys end up at another team and shit. You be like, well, goddamn. It's a different ball game now, bro.
Yeah, somebody said in the comments, like, Chris Johnson gonna go dumb when he transfer to SMU.
Oh my God, bro! Listen, before we get out of here, bro, I'm telling every 1,100 Kane fans in here,
they're gonna reverse Rashard him.
I am dreading us having to tackle Brashard in Charlotte. I am. Fuck it. We're gonna have to, dog. We're really gonna have to put our hands on him because he's coming with a vengeance, dog. And for everybody who think Brashard is some wide receiver converted to running back, I'm gonna tell y'all this. That's a lie. Brashard is a running back at heart. His DNA is a running back. He's been running back his whole entire life. So those 1,000 yards that you see, I don't even know what he did yesterday. It was 1,000 before yesterday. Is who he is. Now, Miami couldn't get him to play running back. Fine. He didn't want to do it. Fine. But what I'm telling y'all is that one of Dade County's best youth football running backs is who SMU have at running back. It's not a wide receiver. He failed at wide receiver. Okay? That's education for all y'all who think that Brashard is some wide receiver that lastly switched to running back. He's a problem. And Miami gonna have to punch him in the mouth. And I'm up for it. I want to see it.
And the sad part is, Street, if you play man and that dude get missing, you think about it. You running down the field, he chasing you, and you on defense because you running down the field with the receiver.
Bro, we gotta get running them Robbie twins on him. We gotta be Bobby on him or somebody. Like if we gonna have to guard him like that, or we just blitz and let the DBs pick him up, right? That's what gotta happen, right? I mean, just blitz and let one of them damn DBs pick his ass up.
You just gotta try to keep your eyes forward.
We got to beat Syracuse first, but if someone who just saw him on a roster last week can't figure out how to stop him, yeah, Guidry, they're gonna be on your ass. I'm telling you right now. But beat Syracuse first. New AP poll out. Not that it matters, because this shit is stupid. But
how far did Alabama drop on that poll? I would be interested to see.
Alabama unranked.
They unranked.
Nah, I'm just kidding. They 13.
They
13 with 3 losses and they 13?
Man, Hayes, let me tell you how many 3-loss teams are in front of one loss Army. Missouri is still ranked at 24. Army's 25. Missouri still ranked at 24. Colorado still ranked at 23. Illinois still ranked at 22. Texas A&M still ranked at 20.
Hold
South
on.
Carolina still 16.
Saying it was just 15, weren't they?
Who?
Texas
A&M?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was 15.
Oh, Miss is still ranked at 15. Alabama is still ranked at 13.
that's-
And those are all 3-loss teams.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile,
Me, Matty, hold on. Texas A&M was 15. They dropped 5 spots. BYU lost, and they dropped 8 spots.
it says 5 here. They
No, I'm talking about last week when they lost the first. When they lost the first week, they dropped 8 spots.
Mhm.
Now what is BYU now?
19. They dropped another 5 spots.
Bro, they went from 5 to 19. They dropped 15 spots in 2 weeks.
Missouri over 3. And here's how I know that they ain't fucking with the ACC. Syracuse got receiving votes. Louisville got receiving votes. And Duke got receiving votes. But they're never gonna break that threshold. They're never gonna break that glass ceiling because they don't respect the conference. There is no reason why this many.
That Alabama thing is bullshit.
They lost by 3 touchdowns and dropped 6 spots.
Alabama got beat by a 5-5 team. 1-5 in their conference.
Yes.
If Miami did that last year and in recent years, Miami would be completely out of the top 25, especially this late in the season.
See, here's my issue. When they talk about strength of schedule, okay, great. Strength of schedule. But you've lost to 2 500 programs. You lost to Vanderbilt and you've lost to Oklahoma. So, yeah, you may have beat some other teams, but let's take a look at your losses. You've lost. So, yeah, you may have beat a tough team, but you lost to a weaker team. Like,
Right.
I mean, you lost significantly to the weaker team.
Now, you know what? You know what? You know what? You know Clemson never got credit for losing to Georgia? Think about that. No. Before Clemson lost to Louisville, right? They never looked at it like Clemson lost to one of the top teams in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
In the second half.
Yeah.
Alabama was never even close at any point in this game. The closest they got is the Ryan Williams touchdown that got called back.
Bro. Hold up. Arizona State went to 14 and they were in the 20s, like 21 or 22 or something, right?
They beat a ranked team.
I'm surprised Oklahoma not ranked.
And Arizona State is probably in the driver's seat in the Big 12 now. Because there's all their teams that are leading out got 2 losses. They got like 4 2-loss teams and like 5 3-loss teams in their conference. Their conference is a mess.
Bama lost to 2 unranked teams. But
they're getting credit because they beat Georgia, right?
Oh my God, dog! Listen, this is a mess, and these people are blatant. Yeah, dog. They blatantly what they're trying to do is obvious.
That's why I said this doesn't matter. Like, I can't take this seriously. I never did at any point in the season. But the fact that Missouri came off a bye and still sitting at 24 after losing by multiple scores last week is why I was like, I can't take this stupid ass poll seriously. They stayed in the same spot. They lost last week and stayed in the same place.
Unbelievable, dog.
Well, at least they put SMU at 9. They inside the 12.
They're priming. They're priming for something. That's why I said Miami got to beat Syracuse. Because Syracuse only beat. He wasn't here earlier, but Syracuse only beat UConn, which is basically a bye game. They beat them by 7 points at home, and they got They got 37 receiving votes. So if it wasn't all this SEC bias, Syracuse, Duke, all those are probably ranked games for us.
Right.
That's why I said I need Georgia Tech to beat Georgia next week. And Texas A&M to beat Texas, so it can confirm what I'm clearly seeing happening with these stupid ass poll writers.
So here's my question: with Alabama being at 13, do y'all think they still have a chance to be in the playoffs? I mean, of course they don't get.
That's what they're coming for, Hayes. You didn't hear me earlier, but I said Heather Dinich wrote an article late last night and said we talked about the possibility of a 3-loss SEC team being in the playoffs. Now it's reality. That's how she started the article off. And then she went on to further say on the article that if Georgia dominates Georgia Tech, that gives them an excuse to have them jump 1-loss Miami because of it's a common opponent. Like who makes the like who we pay people? We pay these people money for this shit.
Yeah, dog. That's why I go straight off record. The best record won.
That's how it should be. And someone said in the comments, it's going to play itself out. It has to. That's why I don't watch the ranking revealings every week. I can't do all that because it like I said, there's no rhyme or reason to anything. It's just
that boy Meta get triggered. That boy
what?
Really.
There's no rhyme or reason. I just need competence. Why is 2-loss Tennessee in front of us? Why?
And they lost to Arkansas. Didn't they lose to Arkansas?
Yeah. In Alabama, I believe.
So Bama is the only 3-loss team that they're flirting with.
I think more coming.
Yeah, if Georgia loses, like the championship or something like that.
Yeah.
Indiana dropped from where? Where was Indiana last week?
5.
3? Oh, 5?
Yeah, Ohio State was 3.
So Miami gets no credit for beating Florida. Like anybody outside the SEC that beats the SEC team gets no credit for it, though.
Did you know what's funny that you say that, Street? And I was talking to a buddy of mine about this at work. People give you credit for what you were at the time. So at the time we beat Florida, they were supposed to be, they got the toughest schedule. G5 Billy going to be fired by game 3. Miami just proved that they weren't going to but now they are real contenders. Like I mean, in the sense of being able to beat people. They're not just a pushover as people thought they were going to be. But I guess they get more credit because of who they were as the season goes on. And that's what kills me. So now you get credit because they were better than you thought they were going to be. They're not as good as you think they're going to be. Like
they both other ways. They beat 2 top 15 teams 2 weeks in a row.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you just said, let them tell it season before. Toughest schedule in America. Billy going to be fired. As soon as they told Billy was safe, he started coaching like, oh, yeah, y'all done fucked up now. And the last 2 weeks,
the little hangnail you got, it hurt real bad? Yeah, coach, you do. Oh, good. Hey, doctor, do me a favor. He out. Don't come. You come back here no more.
Yeah.
Wow.
That freshman renaissance is working, but whatever.
What you call it, a freshman renaissance?
Yeah.
And think about it. To their point, Alabama lost and didn't even score a touchdown in modern day football.
Hey, first time since
3 points.
First time since 2004.
Well, so they flew halfway across the country and kicked the field goal, came on back home. Bro, listen, this is on the NFL page. This is the NFL's Instagram.
It don't say zombie land for the record. You see what it say. And Cam Ward is still a college player, ladies and gentlemen.
Dog, this is the NFL page. Says Nico Collins hits the Cam Ward. The NFL could have just named it anything. They could have renamed it and just called it something.
Right. The Celly. Is that what it's called? The Celly? I ain't never know the name of it.
Well, that's what they call celebrations now.
Oh, my bad. Damn.
Nico Collins hits the Cam Ward celebration.
That's excellent ball placement, by the way.
Yeah, that's some NFL shit right there.
It says at the top, the NFL says Collins showing love to Miami Hurricanes quarterback Cam Ward with his touchdown celebration.
Not his own quarterback. He was in his second year in the league, defending rookie of the year. Nah, he ain't got no celebration. I mean,
that's crazy, bro.
But let Washington State fans and some shit tell you, oh, he got that from his. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cared till he came to Miami.
Dog, I saw this on my phone. I had to put this up here because I don't even know how to explain it. The NFL is talking about Cam Ward's celebration. That means the NFL is ready for Cam Ward to get there.
Oh, of course.
Like a lot of that has to do with Miami.
They priming. Bro, listen, this shit is not happenstance. They are priming. They ready for so for anybody who thought his stock was dropping, he throw underhand interceptions. Anybody who thought that, bro, is no. The man is a talent out of this world.
Let me ask y'all that. Is there a way he can
come back to college?
No. I was gonna say, can he patent it? Can he trademark? Like, what can he do from a monetary standpoint? I don't know if he can or can't, but I'm just wondering.
Brand it. You could brand it. You could put it on toys. You could put it on clothing, just like they do anything.
Right. Well, the reason I'm saying that, I can see this right now in Call of Duty. Not Call of Duty. What a thing called where they be doing the dances and stuff in the video game.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like when you kill a dude,
Fortnite.
You could be like this on Fortnite. You kill a dude. Now I'm just saying I could see them. So Cam Ward better try to find a way to protect it as much as he can, if you can. I don't know if you can or not.
I'll create a brand around it. Create some toys. Create some. That's what they usually do.
Yeah, I said, I would definitely be looking into that, though.
Micah Parsons on his own podcast said Cam Ward. He played for the Cowboys. He said Cam Ward going to likely be number one quarterback. But I think what it is Cam Ward said he got it from somebody else already. Like he's on record saying it. And they, like I said, they said it's from Zombieland or something. I haven't seen Zombieland in a long time, so I don't know if that's true or not. But I think it's notable that this is a guy at a school who they ain't number one in the nation. They ain't but so many people have already gained this influence. I think that shit is powerful. That shit speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter got a damn celebration every week, and nobody's copying that shit. And he the Heisman front runner.
Travis Hunter.
And Spider-Man.
I don't think nobody can do what he does, though. That's the problem. Like I ain't out there doing them hip rolls like he be doing. He can keep doing. I'm cool with that. I already don't even like this with the little limp wrist. I be tripping, but you know. Damn, I done sprained my jaw anyway. Hold up, God. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's funny.
All right, man. So let's get up out of here, man. Go watch some NFL football. We got 1,200 people in here. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share. Make sure if you want on street shorts.
Hold up, Street.
Do a little short modeling. If y'all want the new Caneville shorts, you know what I'm saying, with the black Santa. You know what I'm saying, with the recruiting. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Hold up, Street.
They in the description.
I had to look away, bro. Y'all finished that.
Yeah, modeling, dog. You know what I'm saying? The shorts in the description. And they right here, though. The shorts in the description.
You better put them shorts on Leonardo back then. You better start modeling them damn thing.
Shout out to Leonardo. The shorts in the description, dog. Listen, man, 10-1. I don't know. I mean, I guess we could ask for an undefeated season, but it's crunch time now. I mean, they got to go ahead and get past Syracuse, and they got to go to Charlotte, take out SMU, and then it's going from there. Tuesday, we'll find out where they ranked at, man. Anything y'all want to say before y'all get out of here, dog?
Touchdown, Finn. 24 zip at the half.
Hey, cut this shit off, man. Cut this shit off.
Let's go Baker.
2 on 5 there. Ain't even Betty 2 on 5.
Man, he done dyed his hair brown. He said, Cam taking my spot.
20 for 27, 27 yards. 24 zip.
Y'all go check out the Good, Bad, and Ugly film review. I was up to 3:30 this morning doing that junk, man. So y'all go check it out. It's on the page right now, man. There's a lot going on in there.
One answer. So you done broke down the film already, Hayes. So one answer for y'all. Yesterday. So optically, yesterday still looked bad to y'all. It optically looked bad yesterday. Because I heard Hayes say it looked bad optically to him.
For 3 quarters, yeah.
Yeah.
Like for 3 quarters, that game was like a 6-point game.
Because it's Wake Forest, right? That's my point. It's like to Meddy's point. We only up by 6. Even though they only scored the 1 touchdown and the kick return, that's 14 points. But you going to
they didn't do anything on offense.
No, but optically,
they're so feeble.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
It just looked that way. And then, like you said, breaking the film down is one of those plays in there. I think I put it on. I think it's on Twitter about recognizing offenses. Yeah, I got it on Twitter right here. You know, I don't know if you can the copyright street, but this. If you want to put it up, it'll show exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I don't know if you can see that. Can you find that on Twitter?
What?
Or if not, I can share it. I can share it if I can, if you let me. If you want to put it up here. Like, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So right now, if you're a football player, what's wrong with the offense right now? If you're looking at this, what's wrong? What should you be scanning for right now? For you're a defensive, you're a hurricane defender. You're looking at the offensive formation. What should stick out to you right now? Especially if you're unbalanced.
Right.
And we got a corner at the bottom covering nobody. 29. Fine. I get it. Right?
Uh-huh.
But we just talk about I don't know if you want me to play it?
Go ahead, play it. I was trying to close and get up out of here, but now we can stay here for another 30 minutes. Go ahead and play it, dog. Go.
Yeah, man, the Dolphins won't pay attention to this, okay? This is something that came, this is recognition right here, okay? We got a corner over here. No problem. Here's the only problem. There is no eligible receiver to this side. This is an unbalanced set. This is an offensive tackle to here. Here is the tight end, and here is a wing back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the running back makes 5. There is no receiver on this side of the ball. So could you bring him over and do something? Sure. But here's what Ruben Bain has to understand. Usually when you get 4 strong, you're looking for what they call a dash or a rollout play. He has to widen out to be that guy to build a wall. So that way what? He can't just roll and continue to roll, because the longer he rolls, the more what? The longer they have to cover these guys down the football field. Okay? Watch what happens. Watch Ruben right here on this play. He goes here. Okay, they hook him inside. He's got to fight through this. Now you see him trying to fight, but right here is too late. If he would have built this wall, he would have had to stop. Look at 29, and this is what I don't like about this right here with Federic. There's no eligible receiver, so you're actually lost. You're a man that's lost. There's nothing for you to cover, so we've lost a man in coverage. Okay, and that's the problem. All right, and here's what it is. They turn it on. Now we know it turns up, and they still get them short right there, 4th and 1.
What Federic supposed to do?
Well, again, I don't know. I don't know what the call is for him. But I'm just talking about in regards to if I got a corner, the only thing they can do hurt me on this side is what? Run the ball, right? So that's fine. But if there's nothing there, he can come and create the pressure off the edge. He just kind of sit back and lost. I get that too. It's 3rd and 4. But the biggest problem was here was with Ruben Bain. In essence, when you see 4 strong, that's an indicator. Watch for rollout. Watch for roll, especially where this guy is sitting right here. But nobody's identifying this. You get what I'm saying? Like,
What, that 3rd and 4?
It's 3rd and 4. So could they come back here with a run? Sure. I'm not mad that Federic is here. I'm just letting people know that there's no eligible receiver. So what should be happening? Some kind of communication, say, hey, look, everybody's here. That's really what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Federic should be there or not be there. I don't know how they teach it, what their call is. But what I do know is when you see them 4 wide receivers, you got to widen out to set the edge. They got you outnumbered here. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. From the center over is 7 people. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out here in space.
Right.
So that's all. That's all I was just trying to say, that we don't recognize. Like, wait a minute, what's going on? Red flag. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah.
And Hayes with the high safety too. Like if he does do that, and for some reason, that boundary receiver runs a go, and one of them inside receivers runs a post.
He can eat it up inside.
Yeah, you can have Federic either drop back to give additional coverage for that midfield, because he's going to throw across his body from the way he's rolling out. Or you can, but yeah, just having him sit there, because I don't know. I would want Street to ask him this question, but he's going to give you. He's very good at saying like a bunch of complicated shit that don't mean nothing. Because I've heard people ask him. I've heard people ask him in the press conferences, and he'll say things, and it's like, I know what you're doing, because I've done that before at work. Like when you're saying a lot of nothing, like a lot of ambiguous shit and a lot of ambiguous terms. Yeah, the backside pressure was coming from the elite side, so we came through, gave him a rollout, gave him something to contain, and then we, like, you just saying a bunch of nothing. Like, I get it, but I would love to know, like, what is Frederic's assignment here? I think he's looking maybe to see if something pops out, but the way the play design is, he would have to throw across his body. That's a walk-in touchdown. No competent, especially when we've been in college football as long as Hank Bachmeier is going to throw a pass across his body that way. But he can plant where because you see these two corners are going upfield. Is that Mish in the slot?
Yeah.
And then DP was on the boundary. They're obviously man coverage. They're going with their person, right? So that means you have Wesley and Maunoa playing like the hook flats, zone curls, whatever underneath. What the fuck is Frederick supposed to be doing then? He has a deep third,
but they're actually in man. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
They just haven't come out.
How do you design a play like this? What is he supposed to be doing? That's where you either bring him over where Bane is to have him as a blitzing corner, or you send him off the backside, maybe pressure to kind of help collapse.
So that's my thing. You create that. What you do is if Bane builds the wall and makes him stop his feet, 29 is the unblocked guy.
Yeah, come off the backside pressure.
Yeah, it's nothing here for him to cover. Now, could this guy drag across? Sure. But again, if you're going to roll, you got to roll this way, stop, and you got 29 taking the shot, and they're playing man. It's not like they're playing zone. If they were playing zone, I could say, okay, they're playing man.
Christian said, can't throw that ball across the field. He 1,000% is throwing that ball across the field.
The two far guys, both of them eligible receivers?
What far guys?
Okay, the one
on the boundary
is off the line, right? Because they're unbalanced, right? You got the center, guard, tackle, then you got a tight end and what? A H-back or something?
Yeah,
the tight end is illegal, and that's another thing. The tight end is covered up. So this guy up here at the top, he's covering the tight end. He's on the ball, actually. He should be on the ball.
So how many of them go out for a pass? 1, 2? Who else go out for a pass? 2.
1, 2. That's it. It's only a two-man route.
So only 2 can go out. So these other ones just gonna block.
No, right here, the wing can go out. He's not covered. See, he's on the line and he's on the line.
Gotcha.
These two are off. So these 1, 2, 3, 4 can go out. So they actually lose a receiver because he's covered by rule. And so that's another thing.
One. Okay.
Yeah, that's why if you notice he doesn't go out. The tight end, he's blocking.
And hey, for all we know, Frederick could have been confusing the motherfucker on that play too. He probably did have a backside pressure and was like, nah, I think I'm just gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? They could be making shit as they go.
I think he's right though. I think he's right. He's just there on that play. They've overloaded one side and he's there in case something comes back. I think he's right. Yeah, it's just he's not in the play. They overloaded one side.
Yeah, even in the pass street, you know what we seen with this? We seen where we had those shifting safeties. Where safety will come down in the box, and it looks like that's what the concept is because Mish is down playing, but Mish play primarily slot all day. I would have had maybe, you maybe go to like a cover one robber look where you bring maybe Harris down and he's kind of like floating just in case they underthrow the ball, he can maybe jump it, and then you send Frederick back as a high safety, something. But yeah, him just being on that side with overload just doesn't really make no sense in my opinion.
Chris Young said Cam throwing that ball across the field.
Yeah, I saw that.
What y'all talk about?
He is throwing that across the field, 1,000%.
Yeah.
And he'll get picked off and he'll say, "I'll do it again."
12:59, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, share, and subscribe if you ain't subscribed to the new Caneville YouTube, and go check out Hayes Good, Bad, and Ugly. It's already up, right?
Already rocking.
Yes, sir.
LV, put the link down there if you down there, man. We appreciate y'all in here, man. We almost got the 1,300 people in here, bro. Listen, 10-1. Defense showed up yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving it, dog. It's almost over. I've been telling y'all all year long, we got one of the greatest players in college football right now. We're down to the last 15% of the season. Maybe got 1, 2, 3 games, 4 games left.
That's crazy.
We can keep this thing going. But let's get out of here, man. What Cal? Cal gone? Cal done dropped off already? All right, man. We appreciate y'all. See y'all in the Villan membership. Say it again.
I was saying, stay online with me 1 second. I want to show you something.
Okay. All right, man. See y'all in the Villan membership. Shout out to the Villans. You want to become a member, man? The link is in the description. You want the shorts? The link is in the description. We out.
Yes, sir.